Why, hello there, and welcome. Welcome to another edition of Long English. Oh no. At least my throat is in much better condition for this one. Hopefully, will not be hacking up along while I try to read. Saw mud crab the other day. Horrible creatures. Horrible indeed. Never fought mud crabs tougher than that one. Yes. Still not feeling amazing. Wouldn't call myself the throat goat just yet, but yeah, mostly recovered, so hopefully can handle the long English tonight. Let's go ahead and begin. Awate Amiki, my name is Faustus Marius Incitatus, the true consul of Rome, the favorite horse of the god Emperor Caligula. Hope you are having a fantastic evening so far. And yes, thank you for joining me. Whew. Oh man, it's been a day. It's been a day. I still have I have no stamina. I'm getting over the sickness, but yeah, I still have no stamina. I went on a very brief shopping trip today, and it kind of wore me out. So, not great, but we're getting there. We're getting there. How's everyone's day been? It's a happy Tuesday. I got a schedule out. Thank fuck. And I think it's going to be a pretty good week. I'm looking forward to doing the other two 5 Nights at Fuckboys side quests tomorrow. Here to announce I spent $70 on a jet in War Thunder. Yeah, well, I spent $100 on a horse in Uma Musume, so you're not the biggest idiot in the room. You are not the biggest idiot in the room. Alright. Don't think I have too much more to announce. Let me guess, Summer Maru or Mambo? Neither. No, I actually got Summer Maru without spending anything. It was Manhattan Cafe that the gacha was very unkind to me on. But she's one of the ones. She's one of the ones starting out that I identified. Like, okay, gotta pull for her, and I sure did. I sure fucking did. Anyways, yeah, I don't think I have too much to announce. Let's get right into it. Wrong screen. Okay. I'm back to rating, yay! I would congratulate you, I guess. By the time I stopped rating, I was so sick of rating, I feel like that's a relapse more than anything, but, congrats? Question mark? Anyways, let's press the any key. So, last time we, we've met 2 of the 5, I see. So yeah, there are 5 leaders of the political factions. We've met 2 of them. We've, it's not a relapse if you didn't stop. Fair enough. Yes, we woke up in a morgue. We had been resurrected. We're investigating an exploding tea shop. We pissed off the dwarf commie because it impressed our hot orc lady mommy, and yeah, that's about where we're at. The dwarf never really stood a chance. She wanted him gone, and yeah, we're not saying no to that. We're not saying no to this. Anyways, then we met a crab and we died horribly. So oh shit. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. So it actually gives you like a DM recap. That is really cool. What a nice idea. Alright, so, last time you got through the whole intro sequence, just a day ago a local tea shop exploded and it's your job to figure out why. For some reason you woke up at the bottom of a morgue. Great start. You had a little chat with Viskin, the pale-faced local mortician, then you went out to explore the city. Now Tolstad is a pretty big place, but just the tiny snippet that you're focused on already has a ton of people around. You had a ton to look at, now you still need to find that goblin chieftain, and of course you also took a look down into the city below, which you'll have to return to later. Okay. Cantrips are minor spells that do not consume spell slots, and can therefore be cast freely at will any time. Many folks use cantrips in everyday life, even those not normally considered spellcasters. Do I have any cantrips? I don't think so. I think I just have the Cure Light Wounds. Huh. Okay, so yeah. We actually just met the Lord of the Coin's daughter down here, trying very hard not to look like she is, Oh, did I lose some progress? I think I lost some progress. Stairs down to the bustling docks. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think I have to redo this. Deep groaning, the bell of Water Lane. Okay, I have to redo this area. No one can dismiss the dwarves' architectural genius. I can. Excluding the anti-magic messaging, freestriderism comes with great branding. Office of Snurry Appleton. Let's see if we got that wine thing. Yeah, I don't think we got that wine thing, so we're gonna have to... talk to Mr. Frogman again. Kind of surprised it doesn't autosave each time you, Layer of river mud and algae. Get to hear my shitty French. A moment passes, and the sound of a heavy latch sliding. The door creaks open. A pair of bulbous eyes stare up at you. It is an Anaran. Fancy name for frogfolk and toadfolk. You've heard they don't like those terms for some reason. He's dressed in a tiny velvet smoking jacket, quite distinguished despite the lack of pants. Casse, what is it? I'm busy, très occupé. I wanted to introduce myself. Mon Dieu, why? Wait. He squints at your uniform. Are you, how you say, le clergé? I am the cleric, yes. Ah, boom. Lean a little further into being a cleric and 10 XP for choosing this class 2 times. He nods respectfully. At least you're not from the Tithe House. The Anaran peeks his head out behind the door. Tu vis quoi? Nice house. No, it is as you say, shit. Temporary, until I take the next ship home. What is your name? I am Guillaume de Crete. It's a great name. Merci. Why do you ask if I'm a cleric? Because you smell of incense and self-righteousness. C'est évident. Imbecile. Rude. What do you do here? I live here. Je vis ici. Is that a crime now? Is this Maudie City? He seems defensive. Contribution to my cause, please. Fuck me. Clear throat. Look, buddy, hand over some goods. Direct, perhaps too direct. The Anaran's eyes narrow. Pardon? You beg? At my door? Espèce de cochon. I think it's espèce de cochon, yeah. So that's a no. Is that all you wanted? To bother and beg? Save scum. We'll spend a shard. Because that was really... okay. The wine was really good. Just smile. The kind of smile that opens wallets. Oh, and kiss his ass hard. My good sir, surely a gentleman of your stature supports the arts or the holy cause? Ah, flatterie! He sighs, his throat pouch inflating slightly. Told you. You are charming, say any you. He reaches for something on the other side of the door. Take this, now, au revoir. Shoves a fancy bottle towards you. Nice. Yeah, we definitely didn't want to fail that check. Because, yeah, that is just a +1 charisma for the entire... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I drop it? Uh-oh. I think I fucking dropped it. No, 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 no. Is it on the ground? Oh, are you... Okay, well, now we're safe scumming. Now we're fucking safe scumming. That is just like that is a permanent +1 charisma. We're safe scumming if we lose that. I've seen it. I've seen how good life could be. Life could be a dream. I don't know if there's any point in actually clicking these other than I'm going to do it just in case there's experience to be had if you do enough of them. Safe scumming is always an option. It's one I like to avoid, but yes, it is always an option. Alright. Did I go too far? I did go too far. Let's try this again. Okay, so yeah, lead into being the cleric. I don't think there was any experience. Nice house. Ah. Aha. Are the rolls seeded? I got the same roll. Okay. That was not the same roll. Consume. Charisma increased by 1. Alright. Well. So that's good to know. It's good to know how we drop things and never find them again, in case I need to do that for reasons which are escaping me right now. Forget how you sprint. I forget. You can double click. Oh, I see. I was point and clicking. You need to WASDA. Sure. Beware those fangs and the rest too. Approach a ball of feathers and wings and really, really sharp claws. Magnificent creature. Too bad he's clearly overfed. Magical beasts can sometimes understand basic common. You should try speaking with it. It's a griffin, right? You will require to speak with animals to communicate properly, of course. I see a pool of drool forming underneath the open beak of the beast. Oh wait, isn't that... There's an entrance to the warehouse on the other roof. If you want to get inside, you're going to have to get past this bad boy. Yeah, I don't think we attempted this. Probably wise. Demokracja Stepojin. Look like Russian. Equip 3 random knickknacks as accessories. Sometimes these are magical, sometimes they are not. Oh yeah, I probably should check my inventory. Make sure there's nothing I don't want to wear. Can be used to recover first level spell slots. Interesting. Take root. What is this? Oh, I see. So this is like reflecting on the quests you completed. A dozen dwarves and an orc walk into a tavern. The orc turns to the tavern keep and says, "Hey, give me a large one." Tavern keep says, "Please don't turn this into a joke. There are real people you're talking about. What's going on here? Let me continue it." So the dwarves go, "The dwarves have struggled as a minority for decades. They deserve respect, nothing less." Joke never hurt anybody. Words are sharp. Carelessly aimed, they can easily cut the cord of any man. Shut the fuck up. Whatever, look, the gist of the story is, the orc is hard at work improving this shitty little city. The dwarves are annoying and stupid. Correct. Got it! You believe for a second the orc wants the city to improve? No, you've seen too much to ever believe such a lie. Some kind of debate, eh? Kind way to put it. The revolutionary freestyler will bring freedom, democracy, and riches to Norvik. Last part being the most poignant. Let us focus on each of those points, one at a time. Oh, come on. Freedom. Freestyler would only focus on helping the rich, and so on. Democracy. They do like that, but they're really corrupt also. Ridiculous. Riches. They might bring a lot of money into the city, but it's always going to factory owners and rich folks. Yeah, because they actually work. This is silly. Without freestylers, you'd probably be a farmer. Who the fuck wants to be a farmer? Farming is good, healthy work. Don't change the subject. I feel like I should make a decision here. Yes, you must retain the spirit of the Asgalian Revolution. No. After completing a quest branch, you can follow it to take root in your mind. When doing this, you must make a choice between available feats. Take a deep breath and stand up against the ever-growing wave of capitalism. You should choose Asgalian Spirit and Speech. With this feat, you restore 1 hit point for every hour that passes. Hey, greed ain't so bad. To be able to unlock a better life for yourself, who wouldn't want that? You should choose Money Talks. You gain 50% more crowns on pickup. Yep. Smart choice. Now, keep an eye out for any opportunity. There are crowns to be made in every corner of this stinking place. I love the Disco Elysium feat that gave you a coin every time you said something anarcho-capitalist. That was special. Feel like you resolved some conflict in the world. Sweet. I think I have enough to level up now, alright? Level advancement. Hey. I see. Okay, so we get one skill point. So we could get charisma to 16. It's probably wise. Ability score +1, hit points +5, hit dice +1, first level spell slots +1, second level spell slots +1. Get that crab, settle that score. That's the plan. That is the plan, my man. Spot a crab on the rock. One of the greatest of the Ascani creatures, the Norvician river crab. It does a little shimmy. Pet that crab. You reach forth, and the crab immediately snips onto your index finger. Huh? Crab pincers grip your finger hard. Hard! Your index will come off soon. Help. Ooh. Alright, get out of the vice grip. Beautiful. You use your free hand to pry the pincers off of your finger. When your index is released, you immediately feel the blood begin to flow once more. Freedom! He's a good little fighter. A good crab. You're allowed to loiter here. It does not respond. What do you know about the tea shop? It snips with its pincers once. It's not too helpful, you know. It snips again. Who are you voting in the election? Makes no noise in reply to your question. Citizen. We have survived. We've reached the height of our greatest disaster, and we have soared even further beyond, like Icarus. We have the endless turning of cogs inside. Roller mill. Roller mill workers kept more than ledgers in their archives. Yeah, let's look at what we got. Oh gods, there's several stale baked goods here. Mine now. I think I'm gonna eat one right away. Get back the health that crab so cruelly stole from me. Ladders, the straightest form of ascension. You glance at the ladder. That's one hell of a climb. What kind of man, no, what kind of human cannot climb a simple ladder for 20 short feet? It would be embarrassing for anyone of any age to fail this. Attempt to climb the ladder. Oh no! Taking a confident step on the ladder, you begin your climb. Close your eyes as you do so in order to fully immerse yourself in the experience of changing your elevation. Oh, this is straight out of Disco Elysium. You are afraid. It is very high. Your body remains calm. Wait. Your left foot. It's not on the ladder anymore! Your right foot. That one's got to be on the ladder, right? I'm afraid to say that no. Both your feet have slipped off the ladder. As your entire being is fading into nothing on the floor of this random roller mill on Tolstad. Hold on, I'm dead? No, this does not make sense. You're a servant of Earth. You've dedicated your entire adult life to serve him. It's not how you are rewarded. No! No! You are... I refuse this end. Not yet. Not like this! You still have work to do. The world distorts around you. You were falling, then you were not. What did I do? Your body's on the verge of breaking. Every moment a painful reminder of the 1,000 others who failed just like you did. You will not come out of this unscathed. Not dead anymore? No. 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 I'm scared. Don't worry, honey. He'll be okay. The clerics know what they're doing. Attempt to pull the strings. You follow them as they dance. One seems to go good, but it is far away. It is moving closer. By what force? Is it him? Take the string handed to you. Is anything in a good man's kuss? You are at the top of the ladder. Aha. So what the hell is that? Esoteric event. So I guess if you fail things that you really shouldn't fail. Yeah, chimped out while climbing a ladder. Oh, hello. What's that on the cogs? Something stuck to the gear. Really low bar, yeah. Cogs keep spinning, but you notice something. A shiny red thing stuck to the inner part of the top wheel. Grab the sticky red thing from the cogs without losing your fingers. Ooh. Approach the cog and the sticky red thing stuck to it. Yeah, I don't think... We would need a natural 20 to pull that off, so maybe there's a way to make this easier. Bunch of site safety rules, then it says, if broken, contact your local union representative. They're not moving that fast. You could yoink it. Oh, I see. Stress cube. It's a DC 18 dexterity check. You swipe in a hand, and... pull it back now. It doesn't seem to do anything. It's stuck. What? Yeah, this is bad. Scream hell shout. Your fingers! Your God's damned fingers! Get pulled down. Pain blinds you, but you feel it. The fall. Hit the ground. Ooh! Well, you're alive! Somehow. That was fucking awful, but it was so close. Your greed is sickening. Leave the giant cog alone. I don't want to, though. I don't want to leave the giant cog alone. Approach the ladder once more. This time should be easier. Oh. We up here. A letter wedged in between some roof tiles. Resistance note. +1 strength, -2 wisdom. Probably not an amazing trade-off. Actually, was I able to talk to that? That thing seemed to be on the same level as me. Lady Chamar, Mountain Lamb. She's a human coast folk level 2 quote-unquote cleric. A follower of the holy mountain of Divinitorum. She hates you, entirely due to your blood origin. Or maybe there's something else. Can't reach from here. I see. Oh, I can only attempt to pickpocket it once. Okay. Yeah, maybe there's a way to stop this temporarily. Long way to fall. This time should be easier. Wooden door blocks your path. Feel the handle. Oh yeah, lock tight. Give it a shot. Nope. Fumble with the lock, your tool's slipping. Almost. No, it won't budge. Maybe later. Alright, so yeah, clearly we're gonna have to come back to this. I really want to get talk to animals. Edge of Earth, who left this here? Yeah. Should I move it? It's like in the middle of the road. No. It's chosen its path. The figure of Earth. This is a makeshift shrine, meant to stand exactly where it is and where it might go. Ready to serve whoever needs it most. Just like you. Contemplate the tea shop owner. A bird folk on the run. His shop is in ruins. What sort of business did he conduct there? Contemplate milk. No. Come on. Fine. Here it comes from a cow, you like it, many do not. Now contemplate something else. Contemplate women. They exist, they prosper. You will not have one, for they are not yours to have. Though might be some who fancy you, if you show yourself to be a good man. Or bad, if you want the baddies. Oh yes. Contemplate your fall into the river. It was not an accident. You were not so clumsy. I don't know about that. Given some of the things I've seen here, I'm not so sure about that one. But the question here is not why you fell. The question is, why do you live? Pillar of yore. Go deeper. Meditate. Learn and study. Identity is not easy. It's everything from faction to home life to street. What you choose might be a first step. Choose wisely. Let your mind go through the basics of what you know. The tea shop was destroyed in the middle of the day. Minor injuries were reported. Your goal is to enter the tea shop and investigate it properly. That's it. Oh, yeah. Don't fall for it. Some type of scam, surely. Getting you to root it around to the trash. Voices from a primal spirit. Open it. Yeah, we'll open it. As you lift it aside, you immediately see something moving in the pile of shredded documents and old scraps of food. Paralegs. Come on. I forgot about this guy. Explosion with minor injuries? That ain't an explosion, it's a controlled one. That's true. Or maybe everybody just somehow managed to be out of the shop at the time. Suddenly jumping out of the pile with a poof of moldy dust is a pine cone. Pine cone with limbs. Barmenarn! He just handed me trash. Before you're able to do anything about it, the little creature poofs away. Disgusting little creature. As it fades, you see only trash. The Reed and Mead opens at sundown. This Upper West View, Lower West Docks. I assume W is west. Sure, let's check in with Snurry Appledent. Take a step into the cramped office, standing in front of a sleeping halfling. Good forenoon, citizen! Oh! He mutters and widens his bushy eyes. His confused gaze focuses on you. Life is pain! What? Terrible, terrible pain. Oh! He mutters and rubs his face. The wrinkles fold over one another like waves on a storied sea. Are you? He looks at you with his weary expression, then he rubs his nose and sniffs twice. Are you here for the invoice? His words come out in a typical Fordnip accent. What? The invoice! Don't have any invoice. Not for you, at least. You don't? Oh, hold on. I've already paid that invoice. You're here for something different. I've got questions about the tea shop, mostly. Tea shop? Then you were dealing with interesting events. The city has seen its fair share of great calamities over the years, and the tea shop explosion appears tiny in comparison. Yeah, probably, but I have some questions regardless. Of course! Curiosity is absolutely vital for keeping the old brain in motion, so I commend you, cleric. This halfling is wild, in a fun way. I am Snurry Appledent, he says, and bows his head in his chair, scholar of Fordnip University, and dedicated service to the progress of AIS. What is AIS? Alignment Intent Studies. Aha! This is like stereotyping people based on their alignments, what they do. My expertise lands on the topic of alignment and its many historical and contemporary applications. Some bullshit, I will tell you. These days, I mostly deal with other forms of study. Specifically, I run this office here on the experimental technique of psychoanalysis. What kind of magic is that? Tell me, Midget Nietzsche, what kind of magic is that? No magic at all, though there has been some detect thoughts involved at some points in the development. It is a form of mind healing, as they call it. I'll be one to call it support instead. It is essentially the idea that the mental present is shaped by the mental past, and that through dialogue, our unreleased unconscious ghosts can be vanquished. So it's talking about feelings? I know, truly horrifying. A Reedsian friend of mine once told me this joke, and I apologize if it is too vulgar for your taste, but tell me the vulgar joke. Right. A cleric, an arcanist, and a rogue delve into the lair of a succubus. The fiend defeats all three men, throwing them in her dungeon. But she grows to fancy them, so she offers them a choice. For each man who can successfully satisfy her, she will let that man go. Otherwise, he speaks with little fits of laughter in between, she ends them, so to say. Actually, I haven't heard this one. If it is sacrilegious, you'll have to beat the gnome. Ho ho ho. Not along. So, the three adventurers debate in which order to go. Eventually, the rogue and arcanist decide the cleric should go first, as he is a virgin and will be least likely to increase her standards. The cleric, being divine and so on, prays to his god and goes to the fiend's bedchambers. He comes out 10 minutes later, completely unharmed, and gives a thumbs up to his two friends, who of course feel a great sense of relief. The arcanist goes in next, confident and arrogant. If the cleric could do it, the fiend must be easy. Within minutes, his bones roll out of the bedchamber entrance, the man having been incinerated by hellish flames. The rogue is horrified, but realizes, obviously, the arcanist overestimated his abilities, so he carefully enters the bedchamber, ready to put every ounce of effort into it. Less than a minute later, screams erupt from the bedchamber, and the rogue's lifeless corpse falls out of the entrance. The cleric prays for the souls of his comrades and gathers their remains for burial. The succubus steps out, smoking a cigarette. She tells the cleric, "My, your friends were truly terrible. They were just fumbling about down there. At least you managed to touch it a little." To which the cleric responds, "You are truly an awful creature, and I will pray for your presence to be exorcised from this plane of existence every day until the day I die." Then he walks away. The cleric also adds, "Oh, but I did heal that horrible wound you had between your legs. Hopefully that makes you less evil in the future." I get it. The halfling chortles loudly. My kind of humor, you might say. Okay, I like you. In short, you can view the succubus as an evil in the world which religious fervor would pray to repair. However, such reparation would often lead to a not-so-optimal path. He keeps on laughing. Or, most simply, you could say it's a basic allegory for alignment itself. The cleric meant well for all intents, but his actions cost the lives of both of his comrades. Is that evil, or is it good? And so on. Either way, psychoanalysis. Yes, that's what we were talking about. It's about your feelings, thoughts, memories, choices you made, things that have happened to you. They can bog you down, so to say. And the goal in my clinical practice is to root that out of my patients' minds and help make them aware of repressed negative baggage, if you will, so one can move forward more speedily. Alright, sounds like removing a curse of the mind. In a metaphorical sense, yes. It kind of reminds me of that time you let Salmon Seabass die. I let Salmon Seabass die. Oh! Gotcha. Yeah, Seabass's heart event. The D&D. Is that how that went? I always forget, like, the optimal play there. So I was the only one who lived, huh? But it's not the only thing I work on here. I am currently exploring the dream of anima. Animus. A dream of man and woman. What a pervert. You like this guy. You dream about men and women? Sometimes. But the dream is just a concept of understanding gender ideologues. Ideologues, Beyond that, I also focus a lot on my own unverified theories. He slaps his knees and grins. The folk spirit. Have you heard of it? I've not. Understandable. It's not yet published. The folk spirit is the working title for my new thesis. Most of it is, if you excuse my Adaran, fucking bullshit. But in short, it is about how each folk share a number of core communal archetypes or myths. Okay, so yeah, it's like the hero's journey. I've traveled around the coast to collect as many tales, writing down thousands of stories previously only passed down orally. All to see how well my theory holds up in the minds of so many folk. He clears his throat and leans back into his chair. Apologies, I'm ranting here. Let us put a stop to it. What do you want, cleric? Think you dodged while Seabass and Sam just tanked it. Gotcha. What is love? Love! He lets out a frustrated groan. Pure calamity! Deadly and destructive, its nature is just perverted and foul, because it is a complete surrender, without idealization. To love is to accept, without proof or demands or conditions, this complete surrender to another. Ridiculously risky. This guy's more fucked up than you are. Yeah, fuck love! Yes! He bumps your fist. Fuck it right away! Then he takes a breath, calming himself down for the punchline. Love is a completely unpredictable and dangerous encounter, and I have yet to meet a sentient folk which is not afflicted by it, and interestingly enough, I see no difference. It is universal. Elf love, halfling love, devil love. True love is always irrational. It is finding the perfect inside of the imperfect, and falling entirely into it, swallowed by it. Some folk might act out in different ways, depending on their communal nature or biological urges. But if you are one of the few who do not need it, good, be happy. If you are not, then good luck, and may the gods bless your soul. Yeah, let's ask about the tea shop. Oh, horrific. He gestures wildly towards the rocky wall. Shit started shaking. It was as if the red rock of Tolstead itself was cracking. For half a second or so. So you were down here when it happened? Yes. I think I was asleep, but the sound woke me. Go check it out? No. Someone told me later what it was like. I have work to do here. Did you hear anything about it? Rumors? You should not believe rumors, cleric. But yes, I did hear some nasty stuff. Some people seem to think the owner did it himself since he's missing. Yeah, makes sense. Most fires are, most suspicious fires are the owner trying to get insurance money, you know? Some others think the city did it, since they printed a clear lie in the post. Also heard people say the Asgalists are responsible since it was their hideout. Oh, or that the Freestriders did it for the same reason, blowing up Asgalist opposition and so on. It's all bullshit, of course. Don't believe rumors. What do you think happened? He shrugs violently. Fair enough. What are you voting in the election? I am a filthy Asgalist. Oh, why? Pragmatic dogma. The Green Banner has flown in a strange context here in this Republican wet dream of ours. Asgalism is supposed to be about abolishing the entire structure of hierarchy. That history is driven by economic struggles, specifically the clash between classes. Asgal's end goal is a classless, stateless society where everyone's equal. But looking at the Norvikian Asgalists, it's clear to me they long ago let this goal slip past, and you still want to support them, huh? Look at them! They're shaking hands with the establishment, trying to find a peaceful solution, they say. So you want a violent revolution? He frowns. Look, the hairy halfling mutters. Genuine change, true change, needs a truly revolutionary break with the existing order. There's no doubt about that. Incremental reforms, small changes within the capitalist system, will always fail to address its fundamental contradictions and injustices. My time in Reeds made that clear to me. But always be wary of simplistic utopian visions. It's a path covered in corpses that leads such blind idealism. So I'll vote for this social democratic compromise. So you're full of shit. You're just talking about how, the incremental reforms and working within the capitalist system will always fail and lead to a bunch of corpses. So I'm gonna vote for that. This handshake with capital. Then I'll go home and piss myself and die, dreaming the next generation will have answers I do not. Aha. Aha. I am not an Asgalist. Lucky bastard. With a deep groan, he starts rubbing his hairy face. Workers unite and unionization and guild power is all well and good until it gets too loud. Make a bit too much noise, and the true powers quickly and efficiently drop the illusionary mask facade. The esoteric spell that tricks us into thinking they care, or that they are any way Fulcarian. Yeah, so what about you? If you're not Asgalist, what are you voting? Yeah, probably Party in Narvik. Fucking fascist, damn straight. But good. Be honorable and stand by your city and your dead god. And don't get upset when they sell it to the Freestriders afterwards. Now, something else before I start ranting about the suffragette movement. Yeah, I got some other questions. Can you give me some mind healing? Of course. I am, however, a bit swamped in work right now. I will get you a booked slot. I have time after the election. You should come visit then. Okay, I'll do that. Great. I have not had a chance to hold a dialogue with a cleric before. It will be interesting. Truth be told, I am very overworked. I'm struggling with a certain topic. He makes a noise that might once have been a cough. The old man is frustrated. He's trying to avoid even thinking about it. I am focusing on a specific idea of cividix. Oh, that many dicks? Wow. The idea of two opposite faces of your ego, masculine and feminine. But I just can't seem to get past a certain hurdle. Obstacle. Explain. You see, there is a work called Book of the Mind. It is, in my opinion, Cividix's masterpiece in the figurative sense. Ooh, is it a secret book hidden deep in some dungeon? Oh no, I own several copies. There's a rare edition of this book which contains a rumored so-called final foreword from Cividix himself. In this foreword, he apparently reveals a revelation about his categorization of the psyche. Aha. Specifically on the topic of gender. Truly eldritch knowledge. Might be nothing, but it would be highly interesting if I could get my grubby hands on it. He leans in and whispers, and more importantly, it would bring me great pleasure to know how much Cividix would be spinning in whatever Thazenian mass grave he's buried in if he knew a halfling like myself was pioneering in his footsteps. Oh. You want to develop his ideas further? Yes, that is the idea. Snorri leans back in his chair. The final 6th edition of the book. It was only printed in 10 copies. The publisher then hiked up the price in order to sell it to collectors. Those collectors have spent the last 3 decades using these copies as a form of investment, making sure to keep the content of that foreword a tightly guarded secret. Aha. Scholars' words should be freely available. Nothing is ever free, even if it is free. So you want me to find this rare book? He nods. I drank a bit too much the other night, and in my desperation I paid a diviner to cast Locate Object for me. I didn't expect anything, and it was very expensive. However, she actually found it. A copy of the 6th edition Book of the Mind is here, very close to Waterlane View. She even told me the exact direction. He points to the floor. About 40 meters straight down. What the hell is a kilometer? Right. That was something like 100 feet, 150 maybe. Sorry, the diviner was a free strider. You know how they're like in reads. Silly decimal people. Ugh, the worst. The worst kind of people. Alright, so it's in the city below? Yes, exactly. And you trust this diviner? Well, trust might be a bit of a strong word. But she was connected to the free striders, and while they are ruthless capitalists, they would not keep a scam artist around. Of course, if they did, it would be very funny, of course. What was the name of this diviner? Lisa, I believe. She used to have a hut on top of the Free Strider building. It wandered away, I think. Oh, Baba Yaga. Oh, okay. She seemed kind. Hope she stops working for those fucking parasites. Sounds like a quest. Sure, why not? Delve into the dangerous tunnels below and give me that book. Don't get yourself killed. In exchange, I will, well, what the fuck kind of reward do you want? Or a magic item or something? I have books in droves. You know what? The book itself is expensive and probably magical in some sense. Give me the book, let me take a look at that forward, and keep the book afterwards. That's still a quest, right? Yep, sounds wonderful. I love quests. I'm not an expert in what kind of weird shit is down there, but the city below is dangerous, so don't wander blindly. Good luck, cleric. Tell me about this folk spirit. Imagine, if you will, the origin of our stories. All stories? Yes, all of them. As sentient folk, we clearly have the base ability to come up with random ideas and turn them into emotionally resonant tales. Tales that explore the condition of life itself and make us feel many things. But an interesting thing happens if one were to study the core parts of these stories. That even if we look at stories crafted in entirely different bands, separate isolated tribes, or even in worlds outside Yor itself. Band. Esoteric divides splits the circular coast of Jor into 8 geographic areas, right? Commonly known as bands. Each band has unique esoteric and natural traits, and stretches from the coast to the infinite wastes. There's overlap. Stay quiet. Humans who live in the own mountains of Im have had the same repeated tropes in their foundational myths as humans in reeds. Same for halflings. The Stormbloods of Kargamesh have the same variations as people in Fordnip, despite being separated in esoteric evolution by at least 10 millennia. It's as if every folk is haunted by a spirit, like an unconscious collective dream of concepts and ideas that follow us. Even when those separate folk originate from entirely different worlds. Could you imagine? Two folk arrive through 2 separate gates to Yor. They are alien to one another, culturally, spiritually, biologically. Aha, so the gates of Yor connect to different worlds. Interesting, so this is kind of like the battleground between them all. That's a cool setting. Yet they share those core myths. That is what I am studying. That's why I don't play these types of games. I ain't reading an essay on politics, right? Don't let them rant anymore, please. That is very interesting, isn't it? Most importantly, it's provable. Yeah, I mean, it's provable if you collect all the stories. How's it provable? Reproducibility, analysis. Cultures and folk who had no contact with one another, even originating from different worlds, both have the same core myths. Narrative traits, archetypes, repeated tropes. It's the same method used when uncovering ancient dead languages. Using common denominators to narrow down similarities and differences. He adjusts his mustache. Nah, there hasn't been that much reproducibility yet for my peers. Still working on getting other scholars in on this topic. Yeah, I understand. I think you got something cool cooking here. Yeah, I love the hero's journey. Gives you a quick nod. I would not spend my old age here if I did not agree to, in some deep sense. Sniffs. Thank you for listening to my rant, cleric. Yeah. We'll ask about alignment and then probably come back later for the rest, because yeah, this is getting into long English territory. You're an expert in alignment, huh? Somewhat. I wrote my masterpiece on the subject. That should account for somewhat of an understanding on the subject, but not enough. Never enough. He sniffs. Can you change your alignment? Of course. Any creature is capable of leaning in the axis, depending on their day-to-day actions. So devils are just lazy, then. He scratches his cheek. A bit more complicated than that. Look. Like all things, it's messy. Let's say you're lawful evil. But I'm not. No, let's just say you didn't eat breakfast this morning. Okay. You find that being labeled as evil is bad for your business or your work prospects, as one might. So you choose to donate a large sum of money to a charity that will inevitably help thousands. You might even save some lives with those spent coins. In this case, you performed an objectively good, selfless action for evil, selfish reasons. So what happens next? Points at you. Nothing. Nothing, but I did a good thing. You remain lawful evil. Let's change the parameters. Instead, you are a lawful evil man who genuinely wishes to repent, to pay for the many evil things you've done in your life before. If this man performs a selfless action with the intention of selflessness, then all of a sudden it will begin a shift in his alignment. So intention is all that matters. Yes. This effect has obviously been studied for centuries. It is aptly named Alignment Intent Studies. I personally received my scholarship through studying delusional intent. We gathered a large amount of very mentally unwell people, mostly from local prisons and post-war raids, who truly believed in a very different worldview than most others. For example, this one man was certain that he had to kill his fellow man or the world would end. One murder a week. Was he chaotic good? An extreme delusion. However, any detection spell showed him to be neutral good, and he felt terrible about all the murders he'd committed. He was not selfish. In fact, he was more selfless than most, willing to perform acts that horrified him in order to save us all. The objective outcome of his actions mattered not, no more than the outcomes of the actions of a person under a charm spell. Does this mean that everything I do is branded as good, evil, chaotic, or lawful? Even this, what I'm saying right now? In some small sense, yes. The very act of speaking, no matter what you say, will always give you very, very small points in any direction. Although, could you imagine trying to keep track of it all? It would be insane. So no person would ever go to such lengths, so no need to keep track of stuff like that. It will only drive you mad. What if you're not smart enough to understand your actions? That is what we call the sentience line. It's not exact. Animals, for example, are true neutral by default, and any that is not a pure beast, but rather affected by esoteric forces on some level. That's the theory, at least. But imagine a man who loses enough of his mental faculties to be considered a beast, no longer living in a world of good or evil. Let's say he was chaotic good beforehand. What happens to his alignment? Does he suddenly turn true neutral? Is he stuck at chaotic good? Or does he somehow slide towards true neutral? Because that's another thing. There's no way to perform a neutral action. All actions are either some level of selfish, selfless, lawful, or chaotic, on a wide spectrum. But you can never just move towards the center. It's just not allowed. Oh, I'm sorry? You could choose your alignment, hell yeah. Are we, I feel like we're, I mean, I'm trying to be helpful, right? I have some good intent. Definitely a little chaotic, though. We'll be chaotic good. That is not how it works, cleric. You'd have to be incredibly deluded, and I mean an absolute living in your own world mentally unstable, in order to simply decide what your alignment were and actually get an outcome from it. But, suppose it can't hurt. Good luck being... Sorry, which did you choose again? It was, yes. Lawful good, of course. Give it till your bones hit the pavement. Not gonna like it, but we'll stand up on top, right? Win every conversation. And so you're not really moving along the axis of the law, so you're neutral evil. Though seriously, whatever you do not tell that to the halfling. You should just opt out. Kinda good. Right, good, and a little unorderly. I like it. Good luck with that, cleric. All about alignment for now. Okay, good. Interesting shit. Something's stuck between the pages. Oh. Cardamom treat in a dream patch. What are you? Small amounts of pixie essence incorporated into a sticky patch can be used to recover third level spell slots. How did you milk the pixie essence? Almost dead, but not yet. Collection of the books from the philosophy canon, none of which you were really able to understand. Next to them, a line of famous political books, Ascalus Theory, Hedonists, The Dark Book of Shadow, Alexandra, and many more. Yeah, I'm done here. Reading is for nerds. Scholarly commendation of the Fortnite Commonwealth. Children's drawings on the wall. Oh, he has kids. I hope so. I hope he's not just collecting children's drawings. Okay, so I can't go down that way. Closed for today, AR staff. Alright. Let's go back to the underground. It's like how you milk centaurs who are only male. Please, no. Dormitory out of commission. The depths of Tolstad. I'm kind of looking for a way down. I'm not finding it. So we can go down here. Then this just dead ends, right? Right. Right, dead ends here. Goblin with a stern look on his face. He's waiting at the south entrance outside. Snell's looking for me. Right. Think a Balrog will appear on that stone bridge? Legit. Hope so. Rough carving on the door says RNA. I don't live here. Well, fine. Simi's Son of Strokeback. Strokeback Mountain? Okay, you're not Snell. Drunk Sphinx opens at 1800. Right, this was the town square we were in. Nature seeps through the cracks. Ooh, what's this? Chart of Yore. We take it. Are you Schnell? You find a goblin standing at the tip of Tolstad. His clothes are fit for a Reedsian trader, and his haircut is fit for an Ascani nobleman, a superficial fellow. A little weasel. Ah, here's Snell. Let me guess, you're the cleric. The cleric, yes. Yes, I am the cleric, that's me. He nods, looking tired and annoyed. 15 XP for choosing the class 3 times. I'm Snell, runner and handler of the HWBT. The old lady's been waiting for you. The old lady must be his chieftain, the matriarch of his tribe. Dude's trying to be the thinker, right? Does he have any thoughts in his head, though? HWBT. Halfway Bridge Tribe. Nice to meet you, Snell. Perform a traditional goblin salute. Raise your arms up into the air, as one should when greeting an uncivilized tribal goblin. The fuck are you doing? Cleric, what are you doing? Not feeling it. Goblin does not respond, nor does he raise his own arms. Instead, he simply stares at you. His expression speaks of pain. Please, cleric, stop it. Emotional damage! You feel great shame. Lower your arms. Goblin looks around, clearly struggling to find the right words. Exasperated, more like. Okay, right. Head down to the garden throne, but, what's all this? You look like a human shit. And floating around in the banks of the river, your uniform shows it. He's insulting you. The gall. You should teach him a lesson. I fell into the river. Gives a shocked laugh. Wait, really? Yeah, it's fine. Somebody fished me up. Lucky you, I suppose. Just dust yourself off. The dragon's waiting, and trust me, you don't want to disappoint her. Is she spooky? Yeah, real scary. Insult her and she'll bite your head off. Then she'll scorch your corpse to dust. He laughs and crosses his arms. But seriously, she will fuck you up if you annoy her. Alright, tell me more about her. Sure, for starters, she's the most powerful woman in Norvik. And considering there was an explosion yesterday right in the middle of her territory, I think it's about time you do your damn job, cleric. Rude. You're on a holy mission. You cannot rush such things. Alright, lead me to her. Good. Just to make it perfectly clear, some ground rules. Don't say anything stupid. Don't climb the trees. Stay away from the edges, and, enjoy the garden, cleric. Grins showing off his polished fangs. The goblin scurries down the stairs. He seems to be in a hurry. Tell her what she wants to hear, and you'll be fine. You look out over the river. The cold Ascani wind seeps through the cracks of your helmet. Earth be blessed. He is always with you. Follow him down the stairs. Think the Goblin Chieftain's gonna be a baddie? These railings follow the Safety Council standards of 22. Oh, good. Dank smell from below. Goblin stench. The Goblin Garden. Stomach twists. Beware her illusion. The dragon herself. Crouching below a sprawling tree, the well-dressed goblin stands proud beside his master. Go ahead, cleric. With proud smirk, he motions towards the wooden throne. Such a little weasel. Stand before the throne, address her court. Okay. Lady Sageleaf. DC 30 on the wisdom. Oh. Something is very wrong. Goblin Forest. Okay. Oops. You approach the throne. The sprites flutter, their glow illuminating the trunk of this great tree, its roots reaching far below, its branches holding up the dirt ceiling above. On the throne sits a tiny goblin, her smirk as bright as it is threatening. So this is the dragon. Yes, I can see it. Her glare is magnificent. Cleric of Norvik, of earth and river. Her shrill voice echoes out through the chamber. She's talking to you. You're the cleric. Great observation. I was assured by your masters, the top brass of the palace itself. Her words are tainted in disdain. Her voice causes you to shiver. They told me a cleric of the highest standing would arrive within the hour. So tell me, human. You should run. No, wait, you can't, but you should. Why am I sitting here waiting? Tread lightly. You need her on your side. Make sure she knows you're on hers. Every word you say here could have a profound impact on the rest of this quest of yours. My apologies, lady. Frown turns into a weary expression. Whatever. You're dancing on a fine line. Hers is a frightful presence. You need to stand. Do not let her impact your stature. Alright, you can't take this much longer. You need to get out of here. Do not become frightened. Fuck! No, no. Shit, shit, shit. Get out of here. Adrenaline keeps your legs from buckling under the intense duress as you turn and run. Let out a high-pitched scream. It echoes down into the depths between trees and fungi-covered cavern walls. Whatever reaction the goblins have to your retreat, you are not around to hear or see it. Where am I? You ran for quite a while. When your mind calms itself, you're sitting inside of an empty barrel. It does not appear very manly to hide like this, but who knows, maybe it's a very masculine barrel. How'd I get here? Fear. It goes a long way sometimes. Wait, I hid in a barrel? More or less. The dragon chased you, maybe. As you do, you realize the barrel is but one of many located in a tunnel you've never seen before. There I see him! Cleric! Uh-oh. Cleric, you've now wasted another precious hour. Please do not run away again. She's containing her rage. Amazing. The lady's trying to not scare you off again. Maybe she'll actually be nicer to you now? You see Snell panting next to the throne. He's been running around for nearly an hour looking for you. The goblin is dedicated, I'll give him that. I apologize, Lady Sageleaf. Yes, whatever. Let us continue. The dragon leans on her armchair, letting out an exhausted groan. It is vexing to watch my streets descend so far. Are you even aware, cleric? A local business caught up in an inferno, in the middle of the day, right on Pillar Road. My road. The way she says that causes you to tremble. And yet Magistrate Darrow, she spits out the name like it's a curse word. He alone believes the Halfway Bridge tribe does not have jurisdiction over this particular location. Her anger is pure and intense. She's trying to reel it in. Why does Darrow say that? Because he's a fool born out of nepotism and alcohol? Probably. Sick burn. Horrific slander. Where exactly is the tea shop located? She glares at you. It is, or was, rented out of a corner of the central fort, just above the holes next to the pillar. She snaps her fingers towards the goblin to her right. That means it's part of the core foundation of this island fortress. Therefore, that property is legally an underground rental unit, he says, bowing his head. Lady. My people have been handling that damn crow's contract for years. But no, suddenly when the entire unit goes up in flames, that's when my people no longer have the right to enter the premises, to deal with it, to clean up even. No, suddenly it is the city's business, and we should keep our noses out of it. Corruption, plain and simple. Sounds shady. Normal business in Norvik. And don't get me started on the actual effect this has on my people. Snell, she says, and beckons towards the comely goblin. He approaches the roots and takes a bow. Lady Sageleaf. He turns to you. The magistrate says it was an accident, involving a fireplace failure. They've yet to send anyone in to actually investigate the scene. You want to check it out yourselves? Of course! The lady glances at him, to which he responds by making a nervous face. He's embarrassed. The explosion occurred on the 21st of March, just past noon. 3 minor injuries were reported in the area. Luckily, foot traffic was low at the time of the incident, so despite the massive kaboom, no dead folks. Thank the gods. The gods. I wonder, she says, her voice almost purring. Who were the injured? We only managed to get one name in the chaos. A certain Frank, son of Frank, was said to have walked away with lesser burns. That's a sort of prefix used by Earthfolk, a human most likely. It's an honorable to name a son after the father. Indeed. That ain't a real name. He was apparently dressed in a fancy yellow outfit, whatever that means. Beyond that, we have some conflicting accounts. One person said, quote, he looked like one of them dungeoneers, you hear? A real adventuring man, end quote. Another said he was looking to get out of trouble, heading right down the stairs to Waterlane. Dungeon or Waterlane? Both sound like trouble. Anyone inside at the time? I doubt it, considering the state of the building. How was he there? We don't know. Where is he now? We don't know. Alright. Sounds like you were handed a tough hand. Yeah. Although one of the militia members mentioned him just calmly walking away, down the stairs. Maybe down to the crossing, or somewhere else. We don't know. It's Frank, son of Frank. Yeah. Cool name. Sure. And a dungeoneer. If you believe it, that comment was from one of the militia members. Could be smart to check the city below, just in case, despite the dangers. A fancy yellow outfit, huh? I'm assuming some type of Reedsian fashion. You can tell on his voice that he's leaving out a but who fucking knows at the end. Alright. Anything else you know? Snell gives a nervous look to his master before answering you. We have theories, but we need proof. The lady raises her claw. The unveiling has begun, cleric. Secrets in the ashes. So dramatic. Love her. Corruption. Madness. She claws at her wooden throne. Politics. Bureaucracy wears her down. This is clearly the work of a rogue spellcaster. Someone who cannot go unpunished. Justice! Yes! I will bring justice to Norvik! I certainly hope so. The lady clears her throat loudly. Everyone holds their breath when she speaks. She demands respect. She gets it. I formally declare a joint venture. The Halfway Bridge Tribe and the Earthguard City Clerics shall investigate the tea shop on Pillar Road and bring justice to those who seek to harm the peace. No creature, foul or fair, shall escape my rage. The words seep out from her maw, burning the air. Every goblin in the chamber looks upon her in awe. She is theirs to serve. The dragon has spoken. Nod solemnly. She looks upon you with a grim expression. Snell, she says, waving towards him. Yes, Lady Sageleaf, he says, bowing his head. You're the handler of this case. You've worked on it since the explosion. You know more than anyone. Ooh la la, complimented by his queen. I want you to represent the tribe in this venture. His face lights up. A goblin and a cleric. Together you will have access to both Upper and Lower Tolstad. We're to have the pretty boy around? Damn, I thought this was going to be fun. His expression is that of shock. He did not expect this. Do not disappoint me, Snell. It appears you've received a party member on your divine mission. Sad it had to be a damn goblin, right? A new member to the party! He ignores you. The goblin takes a deep bow. Yes, Lady Sageleaf, your will be done. Our evil forces at work will be vanquished! Huzzah! Miska Sageleaf looks at you the way one observes kitchen mold. Don't huzzah. Please don't ever huzzah. Oh, I will huzzah if I want to. I'll leave your friends behind. This guy, he's the one? Just keep him in line. Yeah, Kim, keep me in line. First priority is the tea shop. We need to gain access. Your new goblin companion gives you a quick wave. Let's go, cleric. Snell has joined as a companion. You can speak with him if you need help finding your way across Tolstad. As much as she told you, there's a danger you're missing here. I visited the tea shop entrance, but it was shut. Yeah, by esoteric decree. So you gotta ask your coin lord for the passphrase, unfortunately. We should also look for that witness. Yeah, our Frank, dressed in yellow. He winces. God, that's funny. Either over on Water Lane or down in the city below. Yeah, the port or the dungeon. I'd suggest the port since it's slightly less life-threatening, generally speaking. Alright, let's go. Neat. Alright. We have our homie Snell. Snell? Tunnel to Central Tolstead. Alright. Where does this go? Ooh. Ooh. Engage the pillar, motherfucker. Oh, I see it. Spit us out here. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, we should probably check out Water Lane. So can I maybe go down to the docks now? Well, open sesame, I did all I could, yeah. Yeah, there's gotta be some kind of phrase that activates the pillar. It's gonna be real fucking neato when it happens. So I don't see a way to get down to Water Lane is the problem. We have our crab friend. We have, yeah, we have the windmill over here. Wondering if there's maybe a way to make the Griffin encounter a little easier. I mean, I guess we could just save Scum. What a majestic creature. Snell, don't you want to pet it too? No, no thank you. Seriously, be careful. I'm not cleaning up your guts if that thing skewers you. Attempt to pet the beast. Go in and pet. A light tap. God damn it, you hear your companion yell and rushing down to the street. Hey, only 3 HP for 2d6, that's not bad. The bones in your body cracking, hard ground merging with your flesh. But you live. Almost got it. God be damn, what were you thinking? Hear Snell yell at you as he comes running down the street. Goblin eventually makes it down to you, gasping for air. It's good you're alive, but seriously, isn't there a saying about not waking a sleeping griffin? Don't do that again. Yeah, there's gotta be a way to, give it some meat or something that, makes it less hostile. Okay, I don't really see a way forward here. Oh, but I know what we could do. I think we can go down this way, and probably the gobbo will let us pass now that we have Snell with us. The griffin just fucking yeeted me. That was amazing. Yep, he's gone. Oh. Oh, okay, back to the Gobbo dungeon, sure. This before I left many holes in the Berggrund. Out of the garden. This is where we came in? Yeah, sure enough. Alright. So yeah, first thing is probably trying to get in... Sacred River fights against Red Rocks. Very nice. Yeah, first thing is probably trying to get into the tea house. Found 4 extra crowns. See anything strange about this bike? No, it's a bicycle. He's impressed. Want to know a secret? Not particularly. This is my bike. Yeah, that seems to add up. He's implying that this rusty old bike suits you, which is very true, mind you. If I remember where the key is, can I bring this bike with me? First of all, don't ask me. You're an adult. Do what you want. Secondly, how the fuck are you going to take a bike around Tolstad? You going to carry it up and down the stairs? Bike rack is set up here so that people can leave bikes before heading down the stairs to Water Lane. Yeah, that sounds a bit annoying. Yeah. Find a pocket bike, that's another thing. Goblin size, but leave this one be, Cleric. We got work to do. Bye, bike! Sleeping. For service come after midnight-ish. Interesting. The tea shop. Alright, so what's the plan, Cleric? The tea shop that blew up, eh? Yeah, sure did. It's one hell of a blast, but the structure's still standing. Dwarven engineering. Looks like shit, but boy can it take a hit. Disliking Dwarven architecture is very hip these days. It's like brutalist. Like brutalist architecture. Nobody likes that shit. Nobody likes that shit. Okay, there's the pillar. So yeah, we gotta find the coin lord, right? Get the passphrase. Ooh. Ooh. Hell yeah. Garbage treat. You reach into the bin and pull out a somewhat intact cardamom treat. No, do not. You did not just... let me get this clear. You find yourself out on Pillar Road. You see a cardamom treat in the bin. It's been out there for God knows how long, and you think to yourself, what the hell, I'll just eat some trash. No, 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 you're not eating from the fucking trash. Calm down, it's not trash. Rationalize eating trash. Was it in the trash? Above the rim? Oh yeah, you sure about that sport? Of course, I promise. You weren't just diving into your entire arm width into that trash bin. It was hovering like an angel. Truly a miracle. Enjoy your tasty cardamom treat. Think the tea shop got blown up by a really pissed off Irishman or a member of the Liberty Group? Maybe if they're Protestants. The Pillar Kiosk. Arn, the kiosk kid. Kid's working his ass off, getting that bread. He must be doing that optional weekend school. He'll go far in life with that attitude, but that fire under his ass must have been lit by something fierce. Child worker.
Huh?
Hello there, sir. Kid behind the counter taps a pile of newspapers. You a postie? What the fuck did you just call me? Oh, what? Do you read the... I'm asking... You've scared the poor boy. Ah, the Post. Yes, that is a good magazine. The kid looks distraught. Good. Never mind. Welcome to the Pillar Kiosk. How can I help you today, sir? Looks around. Do you want to buy something? I want to buy something and I have questions. Questions about... Mostly about the tea shop. Okay. Not too much traffic lately, so sure. If my boss shows up, you gotta buy something, though. Purchase to Dame a Dame. Shivers and Shrieks for 30 crown. What do you know about the tea shop? Except that it exploded? Yeah, that part's pretty obvious, so yes. I was here, you know. Saw it with my own 2 eyes. I heard it, too. Definitely heard it. Did you see anyone suspicious? Not really. Just the normal types. A goblin was arguing with a human by the temple. Just some mild shouting and some business thing. Otherwise, pretty dead around noon here, usually. Anything else you noticed? How about the bird? The goblin chimes in. Yeah, sure, I did see Mr. Drummer. He's the owner of the tea shop. Former tea shop. A really expensive paper unless we count the ink and printing. I think they're books or magazines more than papers. Assuming this is Denmark, I think it's Or we're working on the Danish system. I think it's about 6 crowns to $1, so... yeah. Like $4 for a newspaper or for a magazine's not terrible. Not terrible. Usually the tea shop opens in the afternoon on work days, so it's not weird to see him walking about all day. Chatty fellow, buys lots of newspapers. Where was he going? I don't know. Saw him leaving the tea shop right before noon. Right before noon. Yeah. Right before the massive explosion occurred. The kid clicks his tongue. When you put it like that... Look, I don't know where Mr. Drummer is or where he went. Just saw him rushing down the stairs, guessing he headed for Water Lane like everyone does. Anyone else enter or leave the tea shop? No, just Mr. Drummer, he says, confidence in his voice. It was a boring day, so I pretty much just people watched all morning. Mr. Drummer was the only one I saw leaving the tea shop all day. Well, until the explosion. No one else entered all morning. Not a soul. Usually not too many people there in the morning, or forenoon, really. Forenoon? That's a good word. I like that. People should say that more often. Feel very Norvikian. Yeah? Saw it in that Asgol newspaper once. They like using dwarfish words like that, though my brother doesn't want me reading those copper papers. I see. Anyway, about the tea shop owner. Did Drummer act strange when he left? Just in a hurry, maybe? Saw him shuffle towards the stairs to Circle Square, probably heading down to Water Lane. Why Water Lane? It's the only place to go? Either that or the Goblin Garden, or the city below. Don't think Mr. Drummer is a city below type of bird. See him enter? I actually no. I never saw him enter that morning, so I guess he must have slept there or entered before dawn. Okay. And you're sure you saw him? Absolutely, no doubt, he trails off muttering to himself. He went downstairs, to Pillar Crossing, that's all I saw. He's trying his best to remember. Been going over it in my head. Pretty, shocking stuff. He's just a kid, shouldn't have to deal with such terrible things. He's strong, he should take pride in that. What about the fire? Felt the heat even all the way over here. It was like, the kid gestures a large sphere for you. Really weird fire. Then he mutters, shrinking the size of his imagined sphere. Weird? Oh, okay, that's a fireball. 1 Danish krone is around 15 US cents as of right now. Yeah, so... yeah, maybe 6.66 repeating, of course, krones to $1. Gone in an instant. Weird fire. Yeah, it was like... it's gonna sound really weird. Yeah, I like weird. It was blue. Okay, well... yeah, this is sounding more and more magical. Blue fire indicates extreme temperatures. Only for a split second. When I look again, the whole building was on fire, but it was normal-looking fire. So I might have just imagined it. Interesting. Just kind of weird. Can you walk me through it? Okay, I set up the kiosk at dawn. By noon, the morning rush had calmed down. I remember the bike rack was full. Water lane workers mostly commute on the new bridge and flotilla, but the halfway bridge does see a fair share of bikers every day and night. By noon, it was pretty dead, which is great. Less work for me. Go on. I hid in the back. Thought it was a, attack. How loud was it? Super loud. And shaky, too. I almost fell over. Anything else you can tell me about the tea shop owner? Mr. Drummer's a customer. Seems nice enough for a bird folk. I've heard he hangs out at the Sphinx a lot, and he's got connections with all sorts of folk. All sorts of folk. Politically. Asgul's used the tea shop a lot. Got some buddies involved in that scene. That's about all for the tea shop. Do you know a Frank son of Frank? No, not really. He's lying. Just look at his eyes move around like that. Kid likes money. Give him someone he'll sing. Convince them to tell you through the power of social manipulation. Oh yeah. The power of manipulation flows through you. It's an esoteric effect, really. Because you know exactly what to tell this young lad. If there's anything else you remember, the city needs to know, kid. Glare at him. Okay, maybe. Oh, there was one more thing. He's dragging this out, asshole. Saw some dude with a big yellow backpack. That was earlier in the morning, but he stood out like a sore thumb. Plus, he bought a Free Strider magazine. What'd he look like? I don't know. Curly black hair, short beard. Be firm. This is important. Tell me. Thinks about it. The fellow wasn't Earthfolk. Fancy clothes covered in dirt. My guess would be a Reedsian merchant. Felt like he was trying to hold a low profile. He try to sell you anything? No, he was very polite, but didn't stay long. Felt like he was trying to hold a low profile. Did you get his name? I asked since he was so out of place, but he gave me a fake name and a thumbs up. Kid shakes his head. Ridiculous. Start witness updated. Frank, son of Frank. Aha. Guy was, fucking with me. Interesting. Harsh word for a child. Street kiosk kid swearing like a sailor. Harsh world for a child. So harsh words for a harsh child in a harsh world. See where I went? Yeah, down. So I had an important meeting below, whatever that means. So I took a Freestrider magazine. Yeah, one of those open up the port scenes, bunch of bullcrap. Kids thinks about it. Fellow was an earthfolk, fancy clothes covered in dirt, reads the merchant. Yeah, he was tan, okay. In March, even the hardiest farm gillers won't look that dark until the river run. Like he was trying to hold a low profile. Thank you for the information. I wanna get shivers and shrieks. How got off 5 crowns, only paid 25. That's a good one. I read it last night. Super spooky. You'll love it. But how to tame a dame. Of course. Here you go. Lots of men buy this one. How many? I have 41 crowns. Okay. Probably should, hold on. Can I ask you a favor? Anything, young man. You're the future of the city. There's trouble down on Water Lane tonight. Please go and make sure that nothing happens. Okay? Young and dumb. I'll do it if I can. Please. Trouble down on Water Lane tonight. Ha. Tasteless horror magazine filled with short stories. They're not that spooky, but the imagery helps steal you. Makes your stomach less churny. That gives you 2 strength, but -2 charisma. A magazine aimed at teaching men how to attract and woo women. It is very popular, partly due to the pinup artwork. Probably shouldn't take too much inspiration from it. What if I wanna, though? +1 Constitution, worth losing a Wisdom. I have proficiency in Constitution, so... My family has been replaced by undead bunnies. Can't equip text there. Oh, I see. We have a text slot. Yeah, we'll go for that. How to tame a dame. Okay, and yeah, we got stuff to reflect on. 3 nationalists, 1 free strider, and all the rest can go fuck themselves. Circle square conflict. Forgo feet. See, so I guess we're not, Alright, so you need authorization from the Magistrate of Tolstad. Coin Lord Darrow, you know, is mentioning to be found up the hill on Central Tolstad. We should probably head in that direction. Ooh. The Great Perch of Norvik. Temple of Earth. All who pass are mine to keep. Is this really where I need to be? Glorious shrine to the one and only Earth. I don't think this is where I need to be right now. And I think I want to get to Coin Lord Darrow before it gets too late. Probably have a cutoff. Okay, can I maybe... Darrow House. Street sign, you can look at it. Common type of magical ink. Nice. Creates permanent messages on any surface until dispelled, of course. It appears to be more advanced kind with a magic mouth-like ability. You can react to your commands and reshape temporarily. Yeah, Darrow House. Words reshape for a moment into up the temple slope and the golden stairs. Alright. I think that's what we need. Oh, hey. The hooded woman's cape flutters as an icy wind rushes through the Tolstead rise. Greetings. Hello. Her voice is emotionless and spoken from deep in her chest. The voice of a priestess. I am Shamar. I hail from the slopes of the mountain. She bows her head slowly. A golden horde servant. Ooh, the golden horde is here? Fuck yes. Lovely to see a visitor to my great city. She bows her head again. I do not have time to talk much. I'm in service of the ambassador. As you can imagine, I am not here to socialize. What do you know about the tea shop? Nothing. I do not spend time on Tolstad. I'm here on business today and will soon leave. But I am sorry for the destruction if it did rot upon your city. Why are you staring at me so much? Is that a bad thing to do in this city? I mean, not if you have a good reason. What reason? If you're flirting? Flirty. She stops herself and looks away. Emotional damage! Thank you for informing me, stranger. Ah, great. Somehow this hurts your ego to an intense degree. She does not like you that way. That's more than okay, even if it is a bit painful. I'll stop making eye contact in accordance with your local norms. You speak so mechanically. Strange woman. That's personal questions for you. I do not have time for your inquiry. Please. Alright. Understandable. Consume the trash treat. Wonderful. Youth Haskell Modissa. Girl on a mission, she's out to fight for the green no matter the battle. Her brash exterior is no fakery, it is her heart worn on her sleeves. Haskell chant. Thank you. I can sell it if nothing else. Hey, it's Darrow House. What are you? Etter, City Sworn Angel. In the Coinlord's garden, you encounter a porcelain specter. Her armor glimmers, her very presence blinding you. She floats gently in the air, strangely unaffected by the river winds. Your goblin companion keeps his distance, muttering under his breath a word of disdain. Angel. Bow your head. Creature does not turn to face you. Instead, her many eyes simply pivot towards their... Hey, she's biblically accurate, sorta. I thought that was just a halo. No, that's a big ring of eyes. Wonderful. Arcane cleric, she echoes, of the palace script house in Earthguard. The flowers of the Coinlord's garden dance beneath her, slaves to her beauty. This is the one. This Valkyrie. Keep her safe. You keep her safe? She'll wreck you, buddy. Beware. Just the cleric is fine, thank you. Feel a growing pull towards being a cleric. She opens her mouth to speak in a projected cold tone. Etir. Says her name like a declaration of existence. Not really an introduction, more of a checklist of etiquette. As she states her name, you realize her mouth is not moving. Telepathic communication. Your mind is already saying, let me solo her. Oh yes, oh yes. The goblin gives you an uncomfortable look. Clearly does not enjoy having telepathic conversations like this. Snell is joining the Mind Talk. Great. That's a nice name. She does not respond. Speaking with an ethereal creature is unnerving. Oh, you're feeling something here, all right. Something fierce. You could shake her up with a nice comment. Yes, stand tall. Tell her how you feel. This is what a man would do. Tell her what you think of her many eyes. Oh, yes. Oh, no. The smooth thoughts and endless love. It's overflowing. What the fuck did you just say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know that I... Pray tell, thou celestial harbinger of such splendid beauty and gleaming countenance, if the light might truly be of your making, for thine ethereal and glorious nature, beheld within that halo of eyes, is my duality, which foreverly plagues my being and soul. The sun, I say, the sun is nothing compared to you. As you finish your rambling, there's a silence sweeping over the magistrate's yard. Foreverly is not a word. Now it is. Bow down before her. As your helm touches the ground of the Magister's garden, you feel the urge, the overwhelming and excruciating final urge to tell this angel one more thing. You consecrate the very earth, my lady. Goblin's eyes dart back and forth between the two of you. He's expecting a retaliation. The words escape your lips like smooth, honey? Yeah, honey. I'm sure she loves that. She looks down on you, with many eyes. No response at first, but then she raises her head. Thank you, she says. Aww! A dry reply. At least she's not pissed. Take that as a win. Hey, Snow whispers to you. Don't mess with this fucking thing! Be careful now. Cut to the chase. She clearly has no interest in small talk. I'm here to investigate the tea shop. The eyes just stare at you. They spin gently around her. Great, nice, we got that cleared up. She's very non-vocal. Great, so, the eyes stop spinning. Creatures dread itself. I need to speak with Darrow. Slowly, the angel turns her face towards you for the first time. Walk away, walk away, walk away. Still, as they say, guts and glory, lads! You can feel Snell sweating. Malukti Shremaville. She's mocking you, for sure. Why is everyone in this damn district mocking you? You're the cleric! They should treat you with respect. Aha. Okay, sure. No, about the magistrate. Coin Lord Darrow is busy, she speaks. I'm here on city business and I need to speak with them. She looks to her right, towards the building leaning against the ancient tower. Coin Lord Darrow will be available post-midnight. Okay. He will only be available after midnight between, between 100 and 6. He will be in his restore. Several of her eyes look to the entryway to her right. Restore is one of those fancy terms imported from Anaran culture that doesn't mean anything in Anaran. They kind of got it wrong. That door there? Yes. Right. He says nothing. What a conversationalist. Can I ask you some personal questions? No. Please? No. Didn't actually think this living tank of a creature would just open up to you, right? Good try. Strong try. You speak good human for an angel. Human is not a language. Oh yeah, I mean Norvikian. That is a dialect. Gotta be so specific. Snell chuckles, then goes back to being awfully quiet. The common tongue of man is called Diminorian, of Old Diminor. Doug Diminor of the Dimsdol Diminor. Diminor. Speak good Diminorian, then? I speak every tongue, cleric. It is not special. Cold. I like her. Really? Even goblin? Tami, she says, turning her gaze to him. Naktatu, Gabar. Oh, awesome. Good job, lady. You did not expect that. Ah. Damn. I thought we would get the option to say we're attracted to her again. Cold, stern, glorious. She follows orders, the type of orders that grant eternal fulfillment. Level 10 angel. Neat. Alright, we'll come back after midnight then. Alright. Hello, Stinky. You see a girl with glasses stuffing a mail slit with a magazine. Yeah, that's not a courier, he whispers to you. Hello, citizen. What are you doing? Girl gives up on trying to jam the slightly too large paper into the mailbox opening. Huh? She looks up at you, adjusting her glasses. Help her push the paper into the slit. Oops. She takes a step back as you approach the mailbox slit. Cleric. No, like this. The thick magazine seems to have gotten stuck. You push and push, yet it won't go in. I don't have time for this. Modasa, you hear a voice call out from the alley. Let's go. She glances at the stack of papers and mutters to herself. Shit. Gotta get done before evening, otherwise Waterlane is screwed. Aha. Hear the girl in green groan as she grabs her stack of papers, then she rushes down the alleyway. Not sure what that was about. Did you see the armband? Asgulist. Bit too young to be an Asgulist representative. Bit too woman to be a high-ranking guild worker. Now keep pushing. Push. Cleric, I don't think it's going to. Keep pushing. Press harder, exerting force onto what is either the paper or the piece of the mailbox that feels like paper. Hear something crack in your shoulder. As you do, the door next to the mailbox opens. See a middle-aged woman glaring at you from the half-open doorway. Slowly remove the ruined newspaper from the mailbox slit and hand it to her. She carefully and silently accepts it before closing the door in your face. Whoops. I'm Dimsdale Dimitorian, owner of the Dimmador Dimmadome, Dimsdale Dimmador, Dimmador. Doug Dimmador, Dimmador, Dimmador. Not right. Poor lady. Now can we leave before I die of embarrassment? Oh. Oh, if you think this is as embarrassing as it gets now. You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, hello. Pinja Athena. Behold at DC1. Need to rest before I do that. Standing on the corner, you see a woman in a green coat. Her intense gaze focused on the cityscape horizon across the river. Somewhere. Easy to slip and fall here. Over the sea. He's right, elves can be quite the handful. Is this a damsel? Does she need your help? Greetings, citizen. She turns her head, the expression cold. Yes? Elves cannot be trusted. I am the cleric of Norvik. She breaks eye contact, once again facing the river. There's no denying it now, you are a cleric. Rude. Call me Pinja. Tevidus. It's as if she's searching for something. Ignoring you completely. Fair move. What are you doing here? Waiting. Waiting for what? She looks up the pillar of yore. I have a friend in need of help. Sounds like a quest. I can help. Me, I do that. She shakes her head. No need. I've caused enough trouble as it is. No, she has to give you this quest. It sounds perfect. Wonder who the community is already picking on who to tap. It's gotta be the Orc Lady, right? The Orc Lady's wonderful. The Orc Lady's the first one you see. The Orc Lady is clearly the canon love interest. The elf is quiet. Little show of force and you'll be able to get your hands on this quest. Yeah, look at these muscles, baby. Look at these muscles. Feel a surge of confidence. There's only one way to make her give you this quest. Prove your heroic qualities. You know who I am? The elf does not respond. I'm the man that'll save the world one day. The elf turns and looks at you. If your friend needs help, I'm the guy to do it. She stares at you for a while, taking you in. Then she gives you a little smile. Success! I'm impressed. Your foolish charade has actually accomplished something. What's the quest, my fair lady? It's long for me to try and tap the angel. No. It's another woman who will just actually straight up fucking kill you, and we love those here. That's our type here on the Incitatus channel. Don't call her that, ew. She looks away once more. There's a paladin, Lord Gorm of Norvik. He in trouble? He is a city paladin. He lost his way. Completely. Is he here on Tolstead? She glances towards the pillar. Her look is stern. He is close. The elf speaks in riddles. Very dramatic. She means he is physically close but spiritually far gone. Or the other way around. Can't say much, but if I could have just one more chance. If you can find him, Ren, tell him I never told you my name. Tell him sincerely and with all of my heart. He can go fuck himself! Nice. I will find him, my lady. Thank you. Quest acquired, well done. Wonderful. Yeah, we'll tell a famous paladin to go fuck himself. Do you know anything about the tea shop? Sad what happened. She looks down into the river. Not that sad, no one even died. The elf does not even appear to listen to you. She simply nods and mutters. Are you here to look into the tea shop? Yes, more or less, yes. Oh. What do you think happened? It's kind of sounding like Rogue Spellcaster. See the elf look at you with her piercing eyes. Thank you for your service. It's no biggie. The elf says nothing and just turns away again. Talkative lady. How are you connected with this missing paladin? She shakes her head slowly. Alright, got it. What's your full name? Pinja Athena. Pinja of the Mend, an elf of the Ilum Forest. Interesting. Ilum Forest is the great woods covering most of the border between Asken and the Reeds. It's the domain of the Ilum Elves. Feel a great emotion well up inside you as you turn to leave. Tears. Tears for her and her friend. Okay, she's like an empath. Hey, Cleric, you okay? Yes, thank you, Snow. No problem, big guy. This journey will take much. Look at that, Mitsuru, you have talked to me and I have the angel. Check off the list. Perfect. I feel like the angel would actually like physically kill you for sure if you tried things. Whereas Mitsuru and Takumi would just probably kill you if it wasn't welcome. There are no funds nor focus needed to restore these structures. What do you think, Snell? Let's get on with it. What's your position in all of this? What do you even mean by that, cleric? Why are you helping me in this rough world of ours? Yeah, we know why. Sage Leaf told him to. Her will is for the streets of Tolstad to not suddenly burst into flames in the middle of the day. Her will be done, so to say. How about in the middle of the night instead? I don't think she'd like that either. Got any family? I'm a goblin, what do you think? Goblins normally live in tribal societies with a broad family structure. Your companion most likely has at the very least a dozen or so siblings. Any less would be remarkable even in Norvik. Why would you care about goblin family structures? They don't even have their own culture. That was the point of their genocide. Got a wife and kids? Nah, single for now. Trust me, this goblin ain't getting no offspring. Thank the gods for that. Hey, kids are wonderful. Oh no, I'm not getting into that. Ask me about literally anything else. Okay. That's why you're really here. My motives are not of interest, cleric. False. Motives is imperative in reaching the heart of someone. He does not want to disclose his inner feelings to you, yet. Understandable, you're kind of creepy. Once you have shown yourself truthful and just, the goblin will reveal his secrets. That you swear. Where do I sleep tonight? I don't know, cleric. Gives you a defeated look. Can't the city pay for something? You're a cleric, for God's sake. Can I sleep in the Goblin Garden? No. Or, I mean, thinks about it for a second and then once again says no. Guess I could ask the Coin Lord. Oh yeah, Darrow's your boss on this job, isn't he? Guess you got another thing to talk to him about. Fun. Alright, so I think the Drunken Sphinx is open now. That's probably our next lead. Ooh, we're up above the tea shop now. Corner of Norvik still standing in the gate era. Something's stuck in one of the roller mill blades. Oh no. One of them, there's something stuck. You see a rod. Fancy thing. Decorated. How did it end up here? An esoteric event? What are you looking at? The hell is that? Some type of magic item, perhaps? Maybe some kid threw it into the roller mill blade. Okay, so we do get advantage because Snell will catch us. Let's give it a shot. Hey, hey! You reach out, leaning as far as you can. Oh, for God's sake. The goblin grabs onto your skirt. Uniform? He grabs onto your uniform? Yes, not a skirt. Thank you very much. Tea shop sounds like a wizard trying to boil water for tea. Roll a crit 20, which is overkill. Yeah. I'm definitely thinking rogue spellcaster, for sure. Balance on the edge, and you get it. It's a hard wooden frame with fancy iron set pieces on each end. Along the handle is a button, however it appears permanently pressed down on. Oh, it's an immovable rod. I've seen one of those before. I don't think it's supposed to move though, right? Investigate it. Quick swipe of your hand reveals its magical nature. The tingle! Not the tingle fingers! However, this item is clearly broken. Broken how? Try giving it to the goblin. Goblin grabs the rod. Let's go. As you do, the goblin holds it alone. Yeah? It's really light. It's esoteric, clearly. Try tossing it into the air. Shrugs. Okay. Tosses his hand up, and the rod does not leave his palm. What? He mutters and tries to let go of the magic item. I can't. It's like I'm glued to it. What the hell? Here, take it back. Gollum hands it over to you without a problem. He looks perplexed. Try touching it against the ground. As you do, it gets stuck to the ground. Somehow. It's a broken and movable rod. It's a movable rod? Yes, great name. Huh. Whatever object it touches last, the rod will be esoterically locked and aligned with. It cannot be moved once it touches an object until it comes in contact with a second object. Aha. What can this be used for? Used? Oh, nothing. It's quite literally a useless stick. Really? Well, if used very carefully, it could be a bookend. You know how it works? It's stuck to one thing, and when it touches a new thing, it's stuck to that instead. Uh-huh. Something like that. Something, sure. Look, it's clearly useless, but now you know. Was it worth it? I mean, it's a cool stick. It's a very, very interesting stick. Those can never be bad. Strength knows what's up. You fucking what, mate? You call it a skirt, let me remind you it's a kilt. You fucking what? An uncommon magic rod. When you press the button, it's supposed to be stuck in place near unmovable by anything but incredible forces. This one's broken, however. The button is permanently pressed down, which causes the rod to be permanently stuck, but only to the last surface it touches. You can carry it around. It's kind of neat. Is that a weapon? I'll carry it around. Yeah, give me some dexterity. Active machinery inside. Oh yeah, sure. This is the other end of the windmill. Oh hey, we can come down here. Alright, I think this is the Drunken Sphinx, which, yeah, probably the next place we need to check. Our Lady's Apartments. Okay, maybe that's not the Drunken Sphinx. I do like that the game seems to have a lot going on at night. Like there's, yeah, we gotta get to Darrow at midnight, and yeah, the Drunken Sphinx is open now, and yeah, it's good. Raz, bow for hire. He's a hill goblin. He wants to kill you. This is a massive, unregulated, confident, and highly problematic goblin supremacist. He will not debate you on it. He doesn't even see you as worthy of being alive. A focused killer. His body count must be in the hundreds. This type of man who wishes for nothing but the destruction of humanity, the Earth folk especially, and the downfall of this invading species upon the shores of Ascari. Cool, let's talk to him. The scent of smoke fills your helmet as you approach the hooded goblin. Takes a drag from the pipe, his rough face illuminated. Greetings, citizen. The hooded goblin does not reply at first. He just looks to Snell with a foul frown. So you're getting more cran by the day? Fuck you. Identify yourself, goblin. Hear him clear his throat slowly. Nah. It's just bothering someone else. Human. Glass him! Yeah, I think that wouldn't go well. Who are you voting for in the election? None of your fucking business, human. Okay, looks sad. You know this guy, Snell? Sure, that's Raz. Ignore him, he's not interesting. The hooded goblin lets out a cloud of smoke. Listen to your pet, cleric. What was that? Did you say something, Raz? Emily scoffs at Snell's question. Alright, let's go, Snell. We'll come back for you. A jukebox. Your eyes take in the enticing green glow of the diskettes. Their present lights up the night in glorious rhythm. Oh, hells yeah, now we're talking. Tempted to pull the American police card on him? Yeah, unfortunately he's level 8 and we're level 2, so I don't think it would go too well. So many nights spent looking over the track lists. Just don't think about the time they threw you out for playing DLS 15 times in a row. Dylan's Last Stand. A classic dive bop that got real popular around the time you were born. All the Reeds Inn players know it. Highland Fling, Act 1, Scene 7, Interlude, Let the Chains Be Dust, or Hill Waltz. How are the other buttons? Press one of them and the mechanism inside doesn't activate. The jagged movement indicates that the deeper sprongles have broken off. Oh no, not the sprongles. Unfortunately, that means only the first 3 diskettes are playable. How about the Hill Waltz? Press the button and the glowing diskette is pushed by a tiny metal sprongle. Crystal connected with the speaker system touches the stone surface and the music begins to play. It's dusk of day 1. Smarter than you. Yeah, clearly. Goblin glances at you. Smarter. Snell. Don't cause any trouble. Okay. Snell motions for you both to leave the guy alone. Of your cousins? Something like that. The two take a step away, Snell sighs. Smarter is a notorious pickpocket. Don't let him get too close. What kind of goblin isn't? Oh, he's a common thief, eh? Snell rubs his eyes. No, look, I'm talking a real, actual, pathological kleptomania case. Like a can't keep his hands away from pockets type deal. Except Smarter. He fails every single time, hurting himself in the process too. Oh, yeah. I don't think he's ever gotten away with anything, so just be careful around him. I don't want him hurting himself again. Yeah, let's not stick around then. Fair enough. Hello! It is an actual honest-to-God Sphinx. Okie dokie. Well, I'm a little intimidated. Hey, it's Vera! Be something akin to 1,000 a month. Standard fare, really. Obviously, all my proprietary deals would have to be included in that. Obviously. Ooh, Rick Spider's kind of cute. Which make it more akin to double that price, at least. The orc woman places her cup on the counter and leans forward. We hope you'll consider it. The fiendish woman behind the counter gives her a sharp, wide grin. Vera turns to leave and almost walks right into you. Whoops. Cleric, lovely to see you again, but I can't stop to chat. Do swing by Waterlane later, will you? The orc steps past you and leaves the tavern. You look over the woman behind the bar. She locks eyes with you while putting away the orc's cup. Money, money, money. This is what you get when the pragmatism of devilhood mixes with the dexterity of humanish fingers. A mint-making, crown-conscientious capital creator of the highest class. Alright. She is a demon.
Hey.
Behind the counter stands a woman of fiendish origin. Focused on filling up one of the taps, she immediately stops when she notices your approach. A tiefling. Welcome to the Drunk Sphinx. What'll... Oh, my good lord. A cleric. How lovely to see the city stop by. She gives you her full attention. Name's Rick Spider. I'll be serving you tonight. I am the cleric of Norvik. The cleric. Oh my. Aren't you a catch? Pointed her horns. How did that happen? Oh. She mouths and gives her left horn a pat. Funny story, actually. My family fled the last megastorm of Heishi. I think it was in the last few years of the Coast War. They were invited to join a Varangi guild due to my father's influence as a former diplomat. That's where I was born, so technically I'm a native Varangi. Or Vorgini, or yeah. To answer your question, both my parents were members of the Houses of Fire. Low ranking, of course, but still influential in the politics of several smaller coastal towns in the western jungles. I don't know if you know much about the folk in Heishi, but let's just say horns are a quite common sight among the Highborn. She talks too much. Thanks for the information. No problem. Quite proud of the journey I've made, with or without my bloodline backing me. So you're a tavern owner? Do you have a bunch of information that could help me in my quests? Sure. If there's anything I can do for you, just ask. I know more than most in this sprawling city of ours. The city is not hers. We all share this place. It is as much hers as it is yours. Shut up, wisdom. Can I get a Coke? Yeah, pure Coke, please. No, pure Coca. Not cocoa, pure Coca. Oh, Snell, she exclaims as she knows him over the counter. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Want something to drink? Look at those cute... I didn't notice the cute little hooves. I'm on the clock. He nods towards you. Oh, you're the escort. Look at those cute little hooves. I didn't notice those. Oh, she's adorable. That's not how I'd phrase it, but sure. She laughs and sticks a sharp finger in your face. Don't get Snell into too much trouble, you hear. He's already grumpy enough as is. Two of them clearly share a past in an enemy to lovers kind of way, only without the lovers part. Tell me about yourself. Please do dive on in, cleric. Anything in particular you'd like me to rant about? Tell me about your business. My favorite topic. I've got several businesses, in fact. Some people call me a bit of a serial entrepreneur. Alright, this is just a tavern, not an inn? Not an inn, sadly. I've been thinking of expanding, but as you might imagine, it's quite difficult, especially with all the wonderful complexities created by our dear home lord. If only the city held another City Below crusade, then I might be able to dig out a few rooms, but for now, this is just a tavern. Usually a local cat holds dance classes here once a week. That's paused during the election, though. Anyhow, I'm rambling. Did you want the story about how I procured this location? Yeah. Tell me everything. We'd be here all day. I could do a quick rundown if you want. Sure. Started off in printing, believe it or not, so many years ago at this point. There was a great boom in the industry right when my horns were budding. Did you know we had over 12 papers in circulation at its peak? Crazy. Ended up with way more capital than I anticipated, which gave me the opportunity to invest quite heavily. And you know me, she says and winks. This woman isn't overly familiar for a living. Admirable. I took on a big risk for a big reward. A little bit of agriculture, a little bit of politics, signed some deals with the Free Striders, some with the agriculturalists, whatever they call themselves these days. My main business today is actually textile manufacturing. Started a mill 2 years ago with the most inspirational woman you've ever met. Suffragettes, widows, immigrants, or Norwegians alike. We're building a new world of feminine industry. we're making all of the ladies work in horrifically unsafe conditions in the textile factory. Hooray! Feminine industry. She's exploiting women who have been left behind by their communities. Awful! Tavern was born out of my meeting with Ulzus. I assume it's the Sphinx? Yeah. She nods her head in direction of the massive Sphinx at the end of the chamber. She's guarded this place for centuries? Millennia? Gods only know how long. Even our good Lord Earth just let her be. Our Lord saw this divine being and allowed her continue her sacred mission. I managed to get her to open up a bit. A few drinks later, and we've got a contract signed. Today it's a highly successful establishment with patrons from all around the world. Things are a bit slow these days with the whole tea shop drama. But alas, things will pick up again soon, I'm sure. Same energy as women in the army the moment a war starts. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny how many of them end up pregnant when the shit hits the fan. Funny how that works. How'd you end up here? Long story. Keep it short. Family from Heishi, born... Yeah, we heard about this. I'm building businesses left and right. Asken is a wonderful land full of promise. I love it here. Thank you so much for taking in an outcast like myself, Cleric. She's hitting on you. Hit back. I punch her. I flirt back. I flirt back? Yes! Nope, not your type. You need someone stronger. Boo. The red one is correct, but still boring. The game fucking knows. The game knows we want the orc. What is my type? Do I compliment her horns? Just say something. You've been staring at her silently for like 15 seconds now. I do not answer for the Visa and Immigration Guild. Yeah, I know. I meant on a like cultural basis. I always felt very welcomed in Norvik. How'd I get to the Undercoast? I don't know. Head down until gravity flips? Never been myself. Oh, gravity flips. What's your mother's maiden name? Am I allowed to say that? Isn't that a curse thing? Like knowing the true name of a devil or something? So you are a devil? No? Or I mean, she's a fiend, isn't she? Yeah. You're one of those folks that keep confusing devils and demons, are you? Devils are lawful evil, demons are chaotic evil. I'm an expert in my field. In demonology, never mind. Let's just move on, and I'll keep that a secret, just in case, okay? Alright, no more personal questions. Too bad. Hey, what's up with the Sphinx? That's Ulzus, great gal. She's a giant... Oh, she's a Gynosphinx. Been here since, like, early Gate era. Good luck getting more than that out of her. She always drink this much? Yeah, that's the only reason this place stays open. Let's just all hang around her sacred chamber, and in return I get her pumped up on some river wine. Cost-wise, it's not that much worse than a regular city rent. Yeah, thanks for telling me about the Sphinx. So, Frank, son of Frank. Questioner causes her to let out a hearty laugh. So happy I'm not the one having to ask that stupid fucking question. No, I'm afraid I haven't. She eventually manages to tell you. Sorry, Cleric. I love asking this stupid fucking question. Probably gets hundreds of people using that fake name during any given week. Yeah. Yeah. Search for the Paladin. Don't expect to find much. Haven't seen Lord Gorm in weeks. You know him? I've handed him drinks a few times, exchanged a few words, so sure, I know him. What does he look like? Big guy, Earthguard-like outfit, but with more gold. Not the type you'd like to arm wrestle. Other than that, green eyes, blonde, long hair. Fancy nobleman in armor, got it. Ever hear him say anything suspicious? Look, drunkards say all kinds of shit. Can't read too much into it. What'd you hear? Mostly a bunch of ranting about how every single political entity in this city should be burned to the ground. You know? Based and paladin pilled. Some typical pro-human slogans, you know the stuff. Aha. Sure he has his reasons to be upset. Oh, for sure. Must be hard being a rich celebrity politician with immense power like that. Know where I can find him? There are all kinds of rumors, Cleric. Either he's cracked under pressure and started living as a fisherman or beggar on Waterlane, or he's died in the tunnels below fighting undead abominations. Or he's jumped on a ship to Muletown. Ooh, I want to go to Muletown. Maybe Lord Gorm wants to head out into the infinite wastes through Toll's Pass. Either way, I don't think you're going to find him, Cleric. Maybe there's some clues as just fate somewhere here on Tolstead. Who knows? Do you wear a helmet? Oh, no, never actually. He always showed off those golden locks. Clear sign of corruption. What sort of man would choose to show skin instead of iron? Damn straight. Because his proclivity for vanity very much surpassed your own, cleric, she says with a playful smile. Thank you. So tell me about the tea shop. It blew up. Are you a witness? She gives you a quick shrug. Wasn't here, not usually on Tolstad over noontime. More of a night gal, obviously. So I'm not much help, sadly. I've just heard the regular. I can recommend talking to the kid at the kiosk upstairs. His brother comes in here often, I overheard him talking about it. Yeah, I spoke with Arn. Great, hope you didn't scare him too much. Kidding! So you two friends now? No. Don't say that, you're hurting my feelings. There's tension here. If you want to rise out of him, ask him about it. I sense sexual tension between you two. That's... Snell quickly snaps at you with a glare. That's a statement I will strongly refute, cleric! The Fiendish woman nods. Of course, refuted it is. It is. For sure. Absolutely. She laughs and leans in over the counter. All jokes aside, this is all part of the job, you know? Flirting, bullying, creating sexual tension, harassing goblins, being a little fiend, being sarcastic, talking too much, being a pain in the ass, answering all my questions. I think all of that. Flirting? Well, sure. Bullying? I wouldn't call it that. More like playful teasing. Creating sexual tension? A bit on the nose, but sure. Harassing goblins? No, that's more of a hobby. Being a little fiend? That's just in my blood. Being sarcastic? Always. Talking too much? No. She gives you a stern frown. The goblin raises an eyebrow. She bursts out laughing. Actually, yes. Being a pain in the ass? Every day. Answering all my questions? Every single one. What a waifu. Just happens to be as such that Snell here is a very hard nut to crack. The hardest. Owen closes his eyes and mutters something to himself. Your companion doesn't seem to enjoy the horned woman's attention. You do not feel any nervousness speaking to this woman. But duh, she's not your type. It's pretty obvious. Does Snell spend a lot of time in here? Don't need to ask her, it's not relevant. He does, she says, ignoring his comment. Although, this is the most convenient third place for the HWBT, so it's not like he's got too many options. We've got all the wonderful goblin we could need here, every night. Great. Yeah, tell me about the owner of the tea shop. Drummer. He's a real piece of work. Like, I'm impressed that he kept that tea shop afloat for so long, but look, I just know the rumors, okay? I love rumors. She leans in with a smirk. Same. Drummer kept the tea shop full of Asgilists, mostly young ones. Supposedly he'd been working with the Free Striders on the side. Some kind of spy. Could you imagine? Come here often? Nah, well, yeah. Is that a maybe? Look, I see him around. He's not a regular, but when he does show up, he's loud and wants to perform, you know. She gestures drumming on the counter. Not the greatest patron. Think he blew up the tea shop himself? No. No, that bird couldn't make a ballsy move like that. Now run away from it? For sure, that's what I'd expect. And indirectly, I'd be surprised if he's not at least a little to blame. Where do you think he's at? Well, I do remember him mentioning something of an escape plan one time. Really? Sounds very relevant. The bird was drunk, okay? What is something about covering every liability? And how the escape plan was... Look, I thought it was a bad joke. We said, from what I can recall, that his plan was to sneak into a crate and ship himself to Reed's. Idiotic. You'd have to survive for weeks in a tiny cramped space. That's ridiculous. Wouldn't work, would it? I mean, I'm sure it's happened at some point, historically. She shrugs. Drunken ramblings, but if I were you, I'd check Waterlane. What you voting in the election? That's a cheeky question. I will not repress your political opinions. Promise. Press a hand against your cheek and scream. I swear, Lady Rickspider. She's taken aback by your exclamation. Just start screaming like that, for fuck's sake. She clearly loves to talk about her own thoughts and opinions for days, so... Early on, I thought about voting for the Agricultural Party. They had a big focus on small business owners. That's me. But obviously they moved over to a bigger worker class focus, and are not completely swallowed by Asgilism. So now I'm leaning towards the Free Striders. They want to build up the economy and increase trade, which will directly make my life so much easier. Though it's hard to ever vote for the Nationalists when they want my kind to be a second-class citizen. The Free Striders will let you buy your way to first class, or what? She gives them a half smirk. Something like that. Uh-huh. So you're a Free Strider, then. Weeks in a crate? He's gonna have a small apartment with water, sanitation, and eating to the city. Yeah, to the cry of nature, exactly. Hey, just because I'll vote for him doesn't mean I'm dedicated for life. Happen to be the most useful for my business. Nothing else. Sounds like you don't understand the nationalists. Sounds to me like you don't understand them all too well. Smiles with her whole face. Why would more trade make your life easier? She looks around. Tolstead is already a hotbed for travelers coming in from all around the coast. If the tariffs are lowered, especially between Reedsian cities, we'll be seeing twice as much traffic on Waterlane. It means twice as many patrons. I might even have to expand. Alright, that's all politics for now. Cool. Alright, let's probably head down to Waterlane and try and find the bird in a crate. We need to go to Waterlane anyway. Since apparently there will be trouble. Might even be double. Monstrosity. Gynosphinx. Level 14. Thousands of years spent guarding a hole in reality. Remember, her perception is beyond your ability to conceive. For her, a day is a fleeting moment, unless you make it memorable. A Gynosphinx giving out riddles. A woman searching for something, anything even remotely interesting about these scurrying mortals. Why else allow them into her lair like this? She is not being exploited. Excuse me. Whatever deal she stuck with the tavern keep, this beast of yore could break it at any moment. None of them hold any power over her, yet she cannot leave. A lull falls out of the ambient cheer, just a beat of uncertainty as this cleric steps before the tavern's singular attraction. This happens all the time. Visitors come to gawk and stare, some brave ones to speak with her. The lady of the house, our most delightful host. Hi. Towering, you stare up at this somewhat feline creature on the stage, a living myth currently taking a swig out of a barrel, clearly not paying you any mind. The scent of cheap wine lingers in the air along with an esoteric sensation. Your legs tremble. Greetings. Sphinx looks down at you. Meeting her glowing blue gaze makes you feel like you're falling far, far below the world. Her expression turns dark. Dark tidings bring you to the hearth, she says. She speaks low and rolling. You expect her to act a bit drunker, considering the empty barrels to her side. Then again, who knows how well a Sphinx holds her liquor. A helmed dog, dragging its leash around the vestiges of yore. She extends a claw thick as your arm and pokes you in the stomach. Woof. Woof. Her expression grows lighter, then she lets out a deep breath. Smells like an old basement full of booze, yeah. That sort of joke only works once, so no barking. If you want her attention, you must do something remarkable. Takes another sip from her barrel, not looking at you. Watch yourself, cleric. Well, this isn't one for idle chit-chat. Wish to prove myself worthy, great Sphinx. Worthy, little one? Worthy how? Do you give out riddles? Certainly. Are you ready? Rhetorical. Yes please, I love riddles. She finishes the last bit out of her barrel and puts it down with a slam. Sphinx leans in, hissing. Once I had the sun's favor, my creed cling close to the wall. Matured in shadows, I've witnessed empires rise and fall. Once left in silence, now the life of the ball. She raises her paw and gestures to the open chamber. Yet I remain a draught of remembrance, a history's thrall. Yeah, this is just wine or alcohol of some sort, right? What am I? Easy. A warlord who cannot learn from his mistakes. Probably a drunkard. Your companion smirks and gives a little chuckle. He knows. Oh, come on. What do you think, Snell? Sphinx turns to Snell with his frown. This seems like a personal riddle. For you, not me. So I'm just gonna watch, alright? What happens if I get it wrong? Same as all those who wander these halls. You'll lose everything, eventually. Which means your only pain upon failure will be existence itself. A mortal life. Gotcha. Make a guess. Focus your mind to come up with something, anything that could be the answer to the riddle. Something old and time-worn that was once in the light, then lived in shadows for a long time before it became popular again. What could it be? You only get one shot, so make it count. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's wine. Wine? She gives you an intense stare. Time for a fight. She is strong, but you will defeat her handily with the power of the hero. Yeah, wine. Alcis picks up a new barrel of wine. She pops the cork open. Wine. Yes, that is very correct, little one. Wonderful job. Another riddle solved. Huzzah! Yes. Since you're so amazing, would you be interested in a quest? Yes, 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 yes! She gives you a serious expression. Accepting a divine quest from a sphinx is no trifling matter, mortal. In fact, few would survive such an ordeal. There's a chance to prove yourself to an ancient creature of myth and legend. You'll also look incredibly manly doing it. A quest. Behind me stands a vault. It opens only to those worthy. She leans her massive head downwards, close enough for you to smell the wine breath. To prove worthy, you must solve my most ancient of riddles. So old it was handed to me when I first stepped inside this chamber millennia past. Alright, I'm pretty great at questing. I'm sure you are, little one. Companion whispers to you, you're going on an epic Sphinx quest now? Sure, why not? Not like we're on a job or anything. It's important, Snell. Maybe to you. No, really, it's very important to the job, too. Convince me. You could grant me esoteric knowledge, or like the tea shop? Fair enough. Look, I won't stand in the way. Good. Just don't waste too much time on it, okay? Sphinx stares at your companion. A hero must face much adversity during this quest. She laughs quietly to herself and takes a swig of wine. So what's the Sphinx quest? This is a riddle, the answer of which is not uttered in words, but revealed by action. She goes quiet and closes her eyes. Found within the arcane flare, twin tongues of flame that scorch the air. She takes a breath, revealing a wicked grin. Burrowed deep within the earth, a primal sting to show your worth. Then she leans in, almost whispering those final words. Folk and gods in thronging herds, a man divine alone howls his words. Easy, you understand it immediately. Found within the arcane flare, twin tongues of flame that scorch the air, burrowed deep within the earth, a primal sting to show your worth. Vulcan gods and thronging herds, a man divine alone howls his words. It's very vague. The answer is not something you can speak. She uses a massive claw to grab something from a pile of stuff and tosses it to you. Once you understand this riddle, return here. You can only solve it during daytime, alone. We wouldn't want anyone else accidentally figuring out this riddle, would we? She glances at your goblin companion. Goblin groans. I am not interrupting the job for that. Do it in the morning or something, before you pick me up. Sphinx chuckles. I never sleep, so you can show up anytime after sunrise and before the tavern opens. What have you gotten yourself into? Oh, this could lead to one hell of a treasure! Hell yeah, Sphinx treasure. Attempt to flirt, yeah. You're a very impressive creature, you know that? She taps her claws. Where are you going with this, little one? Oh boy. Get ready to run. This might be a bad idea. A true man climbs the tallest mountain he can find! Hell yeah, strength, you know what's up. No lesser challenge. No lesser man. Your goblin companion kicks you in the shin. You want to get mazed? So, yeah, that's how you get mazed! Goblin is referring to the concept of being magically transported into an endless prison. Which is technically something a Gyno Sphinx could be capable of, just so you know. Woo the beast. Do it. Uh-oh. Wow. This isn't really surprising, but you have no idea where to take this next. Gyno Sphinx sips on wine and gives you a side eye. Well, nope, I got nothing. She laughs. Not surprising. Do you really even want to woo her? Yes. How would it even work, logistically? A man finds a way! Way forward. Yes, you should. You should go home to your mother and cry, then sleep for 27 hours, then not leave your room for another week, and then be unemployed for 6 months. That seems more suitable. Little one, I don't know if you were sobbing or having a fit, but please focus. Do you wish to ask something else? Do you know anything about the tea shop? It startled me. It's not an easy thing to do. Imagine you're quite close to it. Yeah, an explosion like that has not been felt in this place for decades at least. Understandable. It reminded me of our darkness, what your people call the Fade Era. It was a time just before I was tasked with guarding this vault. Then the Mollusca Tollencatl often bargained with me for divine knowledge and assistance. You know, Strength would totally have a Scottish voice. He would. I like those snails. They were good company. I was saddened when their city melted under Essos' fire. The crackling of those flames, the terrible force that ruined everything in its path. Flames of many colors. Oh. Those thoughts stirred in me when I felt that explosion. Old magic. Do you think it was dragonfire that caused the explosion? No, I do not. It's much too concentrated of a blast. Besides, a dragon large enough to cause such destruction will also surely not be capable of sneaking away without a single witness. Flames of many colors. Blue, yellow, and purple. Said if you can see the purple, it'll be the last thing you do. Someone have used Fireball? I've seen more than a fair share of those in my time. Seems like everyone uses that. A third level Fireball would not come close to that power. Aha. Higher level Fireball? It would have to be very high. So who knows, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. You've been here since the Fade era? Yeah, there were some excursions early on, but yes, a bit over a millennia ago. That's awesome. Thank you. Snails. They built the first city here, from what I know. You've walked their streets, little one. Tell me about these folk? I bet yes. They were masters, wizard snails, okay. They were masters at wizardry far before the Arcanists, or humans for that matter, even arrived on Jor's coast. They made some poor choices during their rise and fall. They aligned with Jor against the gods, for one. And of course, they picked the wrong side of the Dragon Wars. It's a tragic tale of a civilization that I truly believe to be good. Good for the coast. They were just a little slow, caught up to them in the end. As it goes for snails. Tell me about Eseth. I'd prefer not. His terrible reign is a topic left out of polite conversation. Whenever you see the flaming mounds upon the burned coast lit up in smoke and cinder, you will know his will has not gone away. Not for a moment. Is it lonely? She takes a deep breath. I must remember that my perspective on time is different from a mortal's. When one views events on a scale measured in eras, a chat like this is but a fleeting blink among a heaven of stars. So there's no dude sphinx in your life, then? Her expression changes subtly. I've found that when this question is put to me, despite my vast age, despite my demeanor, despite everything, the inquirer is not referring to companionship. She taps the claw. You wish to speak of reproduction, little one? Oh no! Cleric, are you sure about this? Yes, I would like to hear about Sphinx reproduction. Her intense glare grows more esoteric. Oh, she's into it. There are many lower races of Sphinx, some more bestial than others. Apart from often serving lesser purposes, they also share a common characteristic. She frowns. They are all male. Aha. I see. I see. So all of the lesser races of Sphinx are all male, so I guess they have like a female aristocracy or something like that? How dreadful. Indeed. Each of these degenerate Sphinxi then naturally crave the companionship of my kind. For a Gyna Sphinx to lower herself to their level, it is simply unthinkable, but how do you reproduce then? Then how? Any man would desire such beauty in his life. Agreed. Men are, after all, shallow idiots. Harsh, love it. The degenerate races of Sphinx were born wicked and craven. These creatures are no more similar to I than a horse or a donkey. No, not even this, as it implies some level of closeness. A horse god to a painting of a donkey. Nice. This misconception of our similarity will plague me for eternity. Considering them a legitimate partner? Creating more? Sphinx shakes her head. A true man is his mind. He is not violent by nature, nor is he afraid of action. He is decisive yet tolerant. He is wise, yet still ready to learn. A true man is a riddle. Do they not have free will? They do, which makes it even worse. Like a beast, they simply cannot fight against their instincts. Instincts which are very evil. Selfish and violent in nature. But unlike normal beasts, they do get stuck with an alignment, since they are smart enough to know better. However, there's a more civilized Sphinx, apart from my own kind, of course. The glow in her eyes intensifies. The Androsphinx, a beautiful, powerful servant of the gods. Few inhabit this coast of ours. Okay, so that's how you reproduce. Yet those that do are indescribably hot. She snaps her gaze back to you. They are, like all men, insufferably prideful. I'm sensing a story here. There's always a story. Every bias is brought from perspectives, after all. She takes a sip from her barrel and leans her head on a paw. Hear my tale. During the early days when the gates stood open, one winter long ago, I was tasked to guard a passage on the border of an empire you will never know. That empire's goddess sent an Androsphinx to guard the very same passage. His name was Tremblem. Our meeting was by chance, and by fate. We were both sent to guard the same gate? Not the point right now. She wants you to listen, nod your head, yada yada yada. We had the same mission, sent by different powers. A simple mishap. Trem was a gallant specimen. He spoke with an air of grandeur and purpose. It was easy to spend hours in his company, days, then months. Though he became increasingly physical in our relations, our conversations steadily became more stale. After years of sharing a lair, I sensed a bitter tone gnawing its way into every interaction between us. He would berate my every action, he would go on month-long hunting trips and come back empty-handed. He would end every philosophical discussion or debate, even those we had with visitors, with snarky comments. Tell me, with whom do you believe this venom originated? Which one of us would be at fault, so to say? You're probably both at fault, honestly. Maybe you two just weren't compatible? An understatement. I pushed for him to tell me where this irritable act of his came from. After many long arguments, he relented. Guess. Guess what Trem confessed to be the cause of his toxic behavior. It's not a sex thing, is it? That was never an issue. Don't picture it. Sphinxes must be highly virile creatures. Good to know. Takes a big gulp from her wine barrel. He said I was arrogant, that I could never be wrong, that I was stubborn. Oh, yes. I am perfect. How dare you say I'm arrogant? Don't say that out loud. It took time for me to truly understand why he would say such things. Eventually I figured it out. Trem was intimidated by me. For the half-century we spent together, he never once could keep up in our debates. He never could solve my best riddles, nor even understand many of the most basic and philosophical topics I brought up. I never had a problem with this at all. It was endearing to watch him struggle. I never would have assumed such a magnificent man would succumb to the lowest of sins. Pride. Trem could not stand to be outmatched, at least not in the long run. So we parted ways as amicably as could be, given the circumstances. That was my first mission here on this yours realm. Separation was wise, probably. Inevitable, even. You made for a decent audience of this tale of mine, little one. Sharing experiences like this is one way I hope to grow despite my age. Do you have any final comment to leave me with? Should we lecture the Sphinx? Let's lecture the Sphinx. Your bias is not wrong, but remember all folk, man and woman alike, Sphinx or human, are both pitiful, spiteful, and wonderful in their own unique way. Well spoken. Now I tire of this conversation, little one. Will you leave me with my wine, or do you have more topics you wish to question me on? Yeah, while we're going. Fun combo. Very fun combo. An old well. Approach the old well. It's dry and very, very deep. Jump. Fucking serious. See only darkness. It's a wishing well. I wish I was the greatest knight in all of Ascani. Nothing happens. Why don't you look at that? I mean, you're already the greatest knight, right? Truth! The goblin speaks truth! It's making fun of you. Yeah, I don't know about jumping down the well just yet. Maybe if the Sphinx humiliated me a little more. Hi there. Miss Nearly. She's a cave goblin, level 1 bard. Another goblin, this one is looking to escape. She works hard, but only in ways that improve her craft, her passion. Goblin seems to be playing around with the strings of her instrument. She's tuning it. Hey! Her entire body jolts when she sees you. Your resistance is shocking to her. I'm playing in a second, okay? Can I request a song? No. Go away. She plays some debate music. Would be comfortable. Would be suitable with the election coming up. She squints. It's not a genre. You're probably right. She finishes whatever she was doing to her instrument. Don't dance. It'll hurt your chances of anything here in this tavern. Okay, here we go. I want to donate crowns here. You do. How much, though? Alms are important to help those in need. Just a crown. Carefully place a single crown into the bowl. How generous. She doesn't acknowledge it. Rude. Alright, I think we should head, we should head to Waterway and see about the trouble that's going to be happening there. Ooh, yeah, it got dark. Hello. Oh, you look like you should be someone, but you're not. Name of the tea shop is illegible. It's not a very good name for a tea shop. I mean, memorable, I guess, but... No, I need to be heading down, not up. Oh, what are you? Overgrown, ancient, sort of interesting. It's a snail. Embedded in the earth, you find weather-bitten stone in the shape of a spiral. Its edges are worn down, smooth almost, and behind you lies the head of a giant snail statue. Something here, but can you understand it yet? Its purpose. It's cold. Your hands run across the stone, finding it more coarse than you thought. The ridges in its spiral are even smoother. You find out they are not all coarse. Following it, you feel the markings of a sculptor's pick, but they are smoothed out. This is produced not by mortal hands, but by magical precision. You realize this is almost certainly an esoterically constructed art piece. What's more, you feel the outline of a script, symbols. Your fingers trace them faintly along the spiral shell to the snail. Symbols do not mean anything to you. If you had comprehend languages, you could understand a script just by touching it. Probably nothing to do there, then. Alright, so we'll probably get into the Goblin Garden, and then the Underdark, and yeah. No. It's late, you can head off if you want to. Leave you here by yourself? You're going to go to sleep, right? Because I sure hope you're not going off on some adventure by yourself. I am the cleric! Others are starting to notice the cleric in your step. Fine, I'm tired, I'm going home. See you tomorrow, cleric. I'll stand alone. Not what I wanted to do, thanks, but, tunnel to the river. Not what I wanted to do, but oh well. So we have the Reed and Mead. What is this? Oh, this looks like it might be trouble. Rollo Malik. Sure, I'm rolling a lot of nat ones. A tense scene. Oh, a cleric, just in time. 4 young guys, each looking a bit nervous, except the angry-looking blonde kid. We've confiscated the illegal goods, he says, and bows his head. For the city. He turns his head towards one of the kids behind him. How's it going, Earth Nissa? I'm trying. Hold on. Are you militia? Blonde kid shakes his head. It's an interesting pitchfork you have there. Newspaper battle? Yeah, it looks like they probably confiscated all the commie propaganda. I'm Rollo. Rollo Malik, at your service. Behind me are Earth Nissa, Sten Buskin, and Tolly. We're members of the Norvikian Resistance, a movement to... You're thieves! And ignorant book burners. The girl adjusts her spectacles and straightens her back. With all due respect, Mr. Cleric, don't believe a word from these thugs. You notice the 2 other girls behind her, a halfling and a dwarf, both look at each other. Assholes. Careful, it's an actual cleric. Thugs? Come on, Medusa, really? Like the AY aren't just a bunch of ruffians? Hello, everyone, I'm the cleric. They've stolen. She hisses, then turns to Rolla to bark out. You stole our entire water lane delivery. Your commitment to clerikish behavior runs deep. Yeah, sure, of an illegal newspaper. Lord Cleric, I assure you we're doing the city a favor here. Lord Cleric, I dig it. I'm the Lord Cleric. Oh, sure. So it's a lover's quarrel. What? No! Cleric, more like you. Girl gives you an incredulous frown. Okay, so I'm sensing a conflict here. Here to uphold the law, right? So arrest these assholes, now! Dwarf grabs her hand and holds her back. Medusa, calm down, please. Alright. So, explain your side. She scoffs. Okay, fine. Dwarven friend mutters Medusa in a concerned tone. Her friends are trying to keep her from being too brazen. Why? If they're in the right, she should be brazen. Copper press fever added. We deliver papers for the Asgalian chant. Maybe you've heard of it. It's a pretty big deal. She draws a sharp breath. We have a busy schedule, and right as we started delivering the papers in Waterlane, these pieces of shit started following us, taking papers we've just delivered right out of people's mailboxes. That's illegal, right? Asks the halfling girl. Yeah, somewhat illegal, yeah. Of course it's illegal. Your opinion does not even register. She does not hear it. Insolent behavior. And then they grab one of our paper stacks from Zerba, like straight up assault and theft, and... Medusa, it wasn't. They can't get away with this. Alright, so what's your side of this? First of all, thank you for listening to reason. I know we look like some dumb kids, but we're not. Something about his expression makes you think the exact opposite. He gestures towards you and then to himself. We're on the same team here. I don't look dumb, he says, looking dumb. Alright, stop stalling, tell me what you're doing here. So, we heard about the Asgal chant being delivered on Tolstead. Or I did, at the guild. I work at the fishery, and I see every day how Earthfolk get radicalized by dwarven nonsense. So I figured I'd get with the boys with me and we'd, you know, put a stop to it. You want to stop the production of a copper paper? Yeah, couldn't figure out where the thing was printed or anything. A lot of copper press zines don't really have official companies behind them. Especially trash like the chant you hear coming from a short kid in the back. Go fuck yourself, Tully. Hey, relax. I'm telling our story here, to the good Lord Cleric. He turns back to you and coughs once. Of course, it's illegal to distribute unlicensed papers in every official district, so I ask around. Apparently someone saw these girls at the university going around delivering it. Wasn't that difficult to figure out. It was Medusa doing the deliveries. Fucking Medusa. Oh. Not allowed to do that, the large kid in the back says with a nod. Well, you guys know each other? There's history here? Yeah. Back in school, everybody knew who Medusa was. I'm sure they did. She was probably even more annoying back then. Stealing mail from a mailbox is a crime. Conviction will lead to fine up to $250,000 and imprisonment for up to 5 years. Mailbox is federal property, not yours. You own it physically. It's true, but they have a point that they have a point. I think if the magazine is not registered. The Asgalist Annoyance. The blonde kid says with a grin. Such a terrible nickname. Unimaginative and boring. Also, fuck you. Anyway, that's how we got here. They're delivering an illegal magazine, and we put a stop to it. He grins wide and proud. What does the law say about this conflict? The Asgal chant, or whatever silly name its anonymous publisher gave it, is not licensed for distribution in Tolstead. The city knows that terrible papers should not be given out. At the same time, it is also illegal to steal delivered newspapers from mailboxes, even if those papers are delivered illegally. That's a lot of illegality, so both are in the wrong. In different ways, yes. Your sense of justice says only one thing. The newspapers are filled with ill-making propaganda. Let it burn. Okay, come to a conclusion. Good, she says and nods. Great, good. He's outwardly very nervous. Yeah, probably light it up and give the kids a slap on the wrist. They're doing militia things, basically. What do you... Hey! She frowns as you approach. What do you want? They seem very defensive. Construct an argument that makes her go away. Do you have a license to distribute this paper? She squints at you for a few seconds before answering. You don't require a license as a paper deliverer. My boss, the ACP, Asgalian Copper Printer, is fully in their right to print this paper. Side to side. Alright. argument. Both sides here are legally in the wrong, so if you wish for her to give up her claims and leave, you need to find another angle. An angle that you have not considered yet, one that is not obvious. But who's actually in charge here? Ah, yes. Her boss, the one who does not have the license. This kind of copper press organization is not necessarily illegal under city code. Newspapers do not need a license to print papers, but this only applies to the US. Yeah, sounds like you do need a license to print papers here. But it is a gray zone, and there are many forces who wish to shut them down for good. What if you, girl with the glasses. You have a chance to walk away now before I'm forced to take this up the chain, or everything will be shut down if you don't let this go. Her eyes widen. Scoff. So what, you'll just... I don't want to. Don't force me. The dwarf and halfling behind her are very quiet as she stops laughing. Okay, sure, fine. Fuck it. The girls take the last of their stuff and head off. Hells yes! Light 'em up, boys! Actually, yeah, now you fuck off as well and don't burn stuff in the middle of the street. Yeah, I getcha. See you around, cleric. Within a minute, the boys have dispersed, leaving Waterlane a bit less rowdy than before. Excellent. I'm thinking, there are a lot of constitution checks, and things go really bad if you fail them, so I'm thinking probably, yeah, put a point in constitution. Seems like it's shut for the day. Yeah, when am I supposed to get into the free striders? Ooh. There's coins in the fountain. Cleric. The cleric. Sorry, I'm busy. Knock on the door. Within seconds of the knot, the slit on the door slides open. Beyond, you see a pair of large yellow eyes staring at you. Shen Yelan, bookbinder. Heyo. Is this pest control? Let's quickly tilt to the left. In a sense? Let's push closer to the slit in the door. As they do, a bush of gray feathers pokes out. Birdfolk. Cleric. Yeah, duh. You carry the weight and pride of a true cleric. I got an achievement for it. Birdman behind the door ruffles his feathers. Shen Yelan is my name. If you're not pest control, I need nothing from you. Please leave. I have a ruined prayer book. Can you fix it? Prayer book, yes. I've seen quite a few. Drop inside. I will check a look. Yes, horrible. Saltwater, left swollen. You could have avoided the worst of this if the drying process had been handled better. Or we bind this foul mess for you. How much will it cost? We will see. Depends on the process. Only guidance on the direction of the rebinding. The spells inside are lost, however the style and formatting can be saved. Using my skills, I can aim at something from the towers, which would be most similar to the original work. I could also focus on rebinding it in the style of a druidic ledger, or perhaps as a grimoire of the dark and forbidden arts. Ooh! Choose an intelligence upgrade. I want it to be full of forbidden magic. Yeah, give me a charisma upgrade. That I will do. Return tomorrow, not while the sun rises. I'm either resting or working intently during those hours. Anything else you want, or will you leave me to work? Want to go drink at the tavern later? No. So stern. You a scholar? Oh. Are you interested in the arts? This is kind of my job, yeah? I was trained in the knowledge, back in Three Wings. I know many things, but no time to talk or share. Busy. If you want scholarly teachings, go speak with my upstairs neighbor. That gnome never stops talking. Oh, Snurry? He's not a gnome, he's a halfling. You know him. Good. I will not learn the differences between gnomes and halflings for the same reason you people will call all my kind birdfolk, clumping us together with the foul feathers of the darker bands. Spite. Understandable. Yes, it is. Why do you need help from the Pest Control Guild? Rats. They're awful. Keep spawning out of the sewer pipes. Yeah, the PCG should really take care of that. Yes! What's on an angry bird noise? That bastard guild leader, Torlim Slip, keeps telling me they don't have time. No time? They have a dozen teams running around the city. No time! I've heard the big problem is that they cannot get anyone to do pest control missions at 1-star levels. The PCG has a ranking system based on the danger of any particular pest they handle. Yeah, of course, rats would be a 1-star problem. It is very annoying. I've looked into it, and the problem is the pest control teams that join the guild only take on 1-star missions for a couple of weeks. Then they quickly start focusing only on the higher paying tasks, and all the actual normal pests keep on spreading throughout the city. It is a ridiculously idiotic system. So while all the mimics and monsters keep getting slayed, nothing is done about these darn rats. The problem is it's too privatized. If the city held full control of all pest control, even the less valuable missions would be handled, obviously. Bird takes a few breaths after his rant. Worst part, my nephew has a team himself. The White Doves, they're called. I've tried sending messages to him also, but he just says the same thing. Too busy, too busy. I could take a look at it. It does sound kind of like a quest. If you do, I would be very happy. The rats seem to come from the sewers connected with the city below. Good luck with that. Okay, I need to figure out how to get down to the docks. Upper West View, lower or Water View. Yeah, I wanna get to the docks. It seems like this should take me there, you know? Closed for today. Oh, there's some crates here. Cleric, huh? Bad news. Yeah, this is just gonna take me... This, just gonna... I don't know, maybe there's a way down that I missed. There's that door that I can't get open. Let's lead to the rest of the roller mill. Ooh, almost. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt my shoulder. Maybe later. Yeah, that's a lot of health to lose. Don't think I will try it. So yeah, we gotta figure out a way down to the docks somehow. Play as an arcane cleric, so yeah, we can learn new and exciting spells. I would love to get some new spells. Actually... do I have new spells? No. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, anytime you want to let me out of here. That'd be groovy. Must be some way down, right? Let's see. There's got to be something. Got to be some way further down that we're missing. Just something, you know? That takes me to the Gobbo Gardens, right? Or no, it takes me out here. Which, yeah, then takes me to the Gobbo Gardens. Maybe there's another door I could go in the Gobbo Gardens? Oh. Fungus. Swamp extract. Did you just rip those mushrooms out of a pot? Why did you do that? What? It was cultivated there. It was a potted mushroom. I'm not sure why I did that. Someone worked hard cultivating those. Now you've just taken them. Stop complaining. You're the one complaining. Right, so we get over here. You think that's, yeah, that's the door to the Drunken Sphinx. Gotcha, so we're down on this side again. Right, that goes to the Gobbos. Huh. That's the logic. If it ain't red, I ain't stealing. Exactly. Exactly. We know what's up. We know what's up. Wonder if I could take a short rest at the Drunken Sphinx, or like a... Well, I guess the Sphinx is not an inn, so... Gotcha. Read the Asgol chant? Nah, not my scene. Since the tea shop went poof, I've got a lot more patrons bring it in here. Wonder why. Very strange. Why? Asgols love that tea shop. Now they're slowly trickling in here. Aha. Where's it printed? No clue. Here it's somewhere on Solstead, though. In some dark corner. Probably by a group of angry dwarves, I imagine. Who writes the articles in it? Group of angry dwarves? Look, there's a reason why nobody knows anything about this damn thing. It's illegal. Whoever's printing it doesn't have a license, so the city keeps trying to bust them. It's sort of funny when you think about it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got some feats. Trouble brewing. Young women running around the streets slinging Asgolist propaganda to unsuspecting citizens. Boys causing chaos in the name of some hapless magazine-inspired rebellion. This cannot be tolerated. Yeah, too much chaos has been caused by these damn kids. Indeed, this must be solved. With the might of the state, we shall. The Asgol youth did nothing to warrant such pushback. This era is one of communication. Ideas interchanged freely between a populace of free-minded thinkers, folks dreaming of egalitarian potential. However, the problem lies with the unfortunates who break and sear Fulcarian thought with reckless unkindness. You must pray for them, beg of them, and please, please stop being so mean. Do you really think that would work? One can wish. These boys might be unkempt and rough, but they are proud citizens of a great city. They're performing a service, albeit a crude one beyond the realm of law. The youth Asgols, they're even more unlawful, to a much steeper degree. How do you calculate that degree of unlawfulness? Entirely through the morality of their behavior. I see. What has happened here is a complication upon society, a representation of the wider culture. Young men are drawn towards the rough, downtrodden world of the dreamers, the hope of national unity through an Earthian story, one of leadership and honor, but without that guiding star there is no such singularity, no control, no wise king to bend the knee to. Instead, those boys are simply expressing pain through violence, enacted onto those who are attempting to craft a more caring future, that is, young women. They, as opposed to young men, are drawn towards a more social type of unity, with welfare and Asgalian flattened hierarchical structures. Beyond Asgal himself, who is by his function also a male figure, it is to womanly people you shall look towards. Lady Fair is one. Halfling god? Yes, Lady Fair and those not. The walking god who gave everything to save her people. Walking god. It's a term used to describe the divine avatars who rose and fell in and around the divine era. Most major religions on the coast today are built around these figures, and their influence can be felt everywhere. Earth was the last known walking god when he faded 27 years ago. Her words were few, but spread across the coast. Her church is quite active among Norvikian society as an organization of charity, one open to all folk, no matter their origin. An egalitarian dream. This is why women, as harsh as it is to say, are simply more suited for Norvikian leadership. Lady Fair makes it clear. A house held by a woman stands any season. Uh-huh. I feel like there should be some middle ground here. House held by a person never falls? There's something so powerful about dreams. Ideas spreading from man to woman, woman to man. But the Asgalian dream is not a blessing. It is a smile wrought in pain. A vision of 1,000 layers of intersected nets and labels, tangling every person and snaring them into oppressor or oppressed. There is oppression. There are unfair hierarchies. The world is corrupt. But not fundamentally. If these boys are pushing back against Asgalism, that is only natural. It is an ideology which pushes a foundational belief that they are naturally oppressively superior. If a young man grows up in squalor, finding zero advantages from him being a man among patriarchs, nor any power from being a human, especially if he grows up within non-human clusters, something many of the poorest humans do, he is unable to find a job at age 19 and has almost no political, social, or economic power in his life. This is sounding very familiar. Which dream do you think he would believe in? The one calling him to fight to reclaim what is his by right, a good life as a future patriarch? Or the one calling him an oppressor? It does not call him an oppressor. That is an unfair reading. Asgalism is about systemic change. That young man is trapped in the same cycle of violence that all men find themselves since the dawn of time. That he must fight. That he must be a patriarch to have that good life. Asgalism would lay the foundation that allows him to be free from these burdens. He would be free to find that job, that good life, with the same prospects as everyone else. Yeah, except there are no jobs and everyone's starving. The foundation is laid by raising women to the forefront, by allowing them to flatten our hierarchies and bring about a new world. Uh-huh. Seems to me like it's more of a branding issue. The Asgalists need to be more in tune with the economic aspect of intersectionality, clearly losing out on a ton of angry book-burning boys. Sure there's a female perspective here somewhere as well. Need to come to that realization. When every boy reaches towards the late stages of their capitalistic, pubertistic, and a socialist awakenings that, no, not at all. It's only your placement you must understand. Figure out where you've planted those 2 feet of yours and accept where your bones will begin their incessantly slowish grind into the pavement. Learn more. Steel yourself. Seek love. Be more. Realize your place in the world. Everyone lay upon Jor's spectrum, each judged for their perceived and internalized values. You're approximately 0.52 decimals across the line into masculinity. That is, in a less abstract definition, a little over halfway to being a full man. Sorry, what? Slightly over halfway, yes? Yeah, that seems about right. It is not ideal. I can deal with that. Of course you can. You're a man. A real man. The average man is, if you think back to your ability to sniff out manhood, usually placed around 0.50 decimals of masculinity. That makes you 0.02 more man than the average man. Yeah, I'd prefer to be way manlier. Your first step would be to stop worrying about how manly you are. You're approximately averagely, decently, middle ground manly. A perfectly normal-sized manhood inside a perfectly median-shaped man. Oh, lewd. Inside? Inside. Your manhood, inside of you! Doesn't manhood mean, what are you speaking of? Genitalia? Oh, no. Manhood is a concept, an idea, a feeling of masculinity hidden within your body. It is not the actual thing. That would be ridiculous. It would. It really would. It really, really would. Now, you will choose. You know the truth, so choose a side. Well, I mean, I am already leaning towards future patriarch. A brotherhood, a patriarchy, a good and just world is within your grasp. Future patriarch, extra proficiency in roles when speaking with masculine characters. Oh, okay, so it's like, it's like the, oh god, what they call Black Widow and Cherchez La Femme, and, yeah, the damaged things, and, Okay, so I want to be stronger talking to men or women? Halflings build a religion out of feminine love. You can do something similar. Extra proficiency enrolls when speaking with feminine characters. No guy named Freddy who lost his when he entered the women's bathroom. So sad. So sad. What a tragic game that was. What does feminine and masculine mean in this context? Means where the target land on yours gender spectrum. They'll always be on one side of this esoterically decided middle point. If you disagree with that judgment, take it up with Yor. You cannot do that. Yor is dead. That is what they tell you, yes. Alright. Do so. Stand tall. I mean, I'm already a hit with the ladies, so... Stand straight. Shoulders back. Every man within a radius of 2.3 kilometers will respect you for your choice here. 200 XP. The rest will soon follow. Be slightly less confused about gender. Hooray. We have class conflict. I mean, I'm a cleric through and through. You must have realized by now, you're not just some government goon. You are the cleric. That's right. The one and only Norvik's protector and hero of the downtrodden. The cleric! That is your calling, your duty, your life. Since you joined the Earthguard to make sense of this unruly life of yours, it is your calling. This is where you found your zealotry, your love for the city, your meaning in life. Feel clerical. And so on. Tell me more about the cleric. That name is your pride, you will keep going, through divine sacred magic. Healing spells are increased by an extra proficiency. Your heals can also be increased by your strength modifier instead of your wisdom modifier, if it is higher. Oh, hell yes. Choose the cleric. Oh, yes. Say it. I am the cleric! Earth be blessed you are. Delightful. Alright. I think that's a good place to leave off. Very interesting game. Very interesting game. Got to burn some communist magazines, which is always a good way to end the night. Freak out our Gobbo buddy, flirt with the Sphinx. And we didn't even die once. We didn't even die once. Probably should have died a few times, but we didn't even die once. The trash pastries are keeping us alive. Oh god. Yeah, and just as my voice is giving out. Convenient. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I will be back again tomorrow. Going to be, what did I have scheduled for tomorrow? I think we're going to be, we're going to be doing the Five Nights at Fuck Boys, the side stories. So, yep, find out when I would tap the angel. That's right. Yeah, the angel is pretty wonderful too. She has her eye on you, always. So yep, I will be checking out the Five Nights at Fuckboys side stories tomorrow. Hope you can join me for that, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, Amiki, I bid you Walate. Take very, very good care of yourselves. I'll see you all again real soon. Later!